Seductive Pain, Part 16. Int. Esquire Photo Studio, Day. Emma lies nude on a bed with her chest. A professional choreographer named writes a poem on her shoulder blade. Narrator, if sin were a kiss. All the righteous men heaven miss. Girl, you may please. Let God himself resist. And the devil dresses as a priest. I'd be the shadiest star and flash on thy lips, or the slinkiest and dim on the mist. An Esquire photographer man named Lance takes pictures of Emma. Cut to. Emma lies on the bed nude. There is a poem on her chest, breasts, belly. Narrator, let me confess. In the marriage of beautiful hearts, love isn't love if it were not. The tears and stars in our eyes, the roses, tulips, and passion on our lips. To kiss and caress down to our feet. To make love till the angels in heaven submit. And the stars and skies emit light without a limit. To cuddle and hold infinity with each heartbeat. The mixture of our souls in gorgeous sexual heat. And every time we make love as if it were the last time we would ever meet. Lance continues to photograph Emma. Cut to. Emma lies on her chest nude reading a poem. The same poem is written on her back down to her butt. Narrator, I don't know what's torturing my heart. This feeling deep inside of my emotions has kept me far above the ground. Something under my skin got me lost. To the point nowhere I can't be found. Taking me to a path that I can't turn around. However, giving the last thought to flight and fight. And not knowing what's false and true, wrong and right. Feelings deep inside of me want to kiss thee day and night. I don't want to live, I don't want to die. I don't want to laugh, I don't want to cry. I don't want to talk loud. I don't want to make a sound. Do I have to give my heart to God, pray daily? And have faith in divine providence, but be sad? Or should I sell my soul to the devil and be bad? Because I truly, unfairly, dishonestly, want neither. To keep the ache inside my heart and go mad. Nor honestly take the fever for granted. And lose the best thing I've ever had. Lance continues to take pictures of Emma. Cut to. Emma lies on her side holding a gun like Uma Thurman in Pulp Fiction, except she is nude. There is a poem on her side. Narrator, she's like a candle that burns without a wax. Her beauty is sexual and sensual. Between an angel and a femme fatale. Who kisses you softer than the air. But breaks your bones stronger than axe. He, who falls in love with her. His heart has to pay income tax. Her eyes are like two lakes. That exist in the Garden of Eden. Yet, when it's required. They burn souls with desire. Her lips are fairy tales and tell stories. About a girl, who was accused of being a liar. And once upon a time set many hearts on fire. When she is happy, all hearts are happy. When she suffers, all hearts suffer. And if the gods were to understand her. She just wants to give her beautiful heart. Make movies and fire a gun. Leave bullet holes in the hearts of Jupiter, Mars, and Saturn. And always have fun. Someone to love, someone to hold her. A soul to kiss her sweeter than the beloved sun. Cut to. Emma sits at a table writing on a poem. She is wearing a beautiful red Victoria's Secret linger. We see the words. Lance continues to photograph her. Emma, voiceover, you were about to kiss me. Because you thought I was sad. You thought I was thirsty. You thought I was mad. But there was no sign. I made no confession. I was fine. You took me to a place where your lips lure mine. Where your tongue turns the water in my mouth into wine. We were kissing, binding spell. Where stars shine above cloud 9. We made love and transcended to a place where fever burns before pride. Where passion splits ocean and tide. You and I were one. We were infinity. Where am I? All of the sudden, I were lost. And waked up in the middle of the night. The seductive beat of my heart. I daydream about you from dawn. Till the sun sets without a light. I come home, run to my bed. And touch myself in the candlelight. Without your touch. Without your kiss. Every breath I take. Every tear I shed. I wish I were crucified. And resurrected from the dead. Made to your wine and daily bread. If it complement. And give your soul passion. And the beautiful color of red. Yours Emma. Montage. Emma films The Phantom of Passion based on The Ghost and Mr. Muir starring Gene Tierney and Rex Harrison with Ryan Gosling, who plays the ghost, and Christopher Pine, who plays Miles Fairley, at the Universal Studio based on Beautiful Insanity of the Souls. On the soundtrack, Crazy Love by Maxi Priest plays. Chris is at the set watching Emma, who's conversing with Ryan, while filming. We don't hear what they are saying due to the music on the soundtrack. The director says cut. Emma walks up to Chris. They talk between soft kisses. She tells him let's get out of here. Romantic restaurant, Chris and Emma sit at a table and have seafood and glasses of red wine. They are not really eating. They have barely touched the food. As a matter of fact, they are done eating. They are in the middle of conversation. But we don't hear what they are saying due to the music on the soundtrack. Emma removes her underwear and throws it at him. Bathroom, Chris and Emma make love in the bathroom. Nightclub, Chris and Emma dance in the middle of the crowd. They then kiss French for long seconds. Malibu, Chris and Emma buy a new house. They take a tour of the house. It's furnished. They come to the bedroom and look at it. There is a king-size bed. Chris picks her up and throws her on the bed. They talk between soft kisses. Then the music falls in the background. Chris, rosy lips are made for kisses. Sparkling eyes for temptation and seduction. If you think, I only adore thee for thy beauty. And find thee irresistible for sexual intention. Don't pay me no attention. Yet, don't miss intoxicating kisses, steamy caress. And tender bites diluted with pulsating endearment. That define the law of attraction. And let me give thee beautiful rhythmic contraction. Yet if thou believe in beautiful love. And deeply feel. That I am passionate about thee. Allow me to keep thy heart, darling. And let me dream of the beautiful you. As long as dreams are meant to come true. Tell me your secrets and let me adore you. As long as adoration is intended to suit your soul with soft kisses and romance. And keep your heart away from feeling blue. Thrill me, dreamboat. And let me fall deeply in love with thee. As long as love is made for me and you. Be that as it may, and yet. When a bleeding heart pitches woo. Love is said to be sweet and taboo. All I want, all I long, all I desire is you. Those eyes, those cheeks, those lips. Let me breathe, let me freeze. Let me sigh. Let me touch the sky. Those breasts, those thighs. Those hips. Let me get high. Let me never say why. 'Cause I would have never believed if the sun had told me, I would fall in love with an angel. Upon seeing your face my heart would tremble. Love with each beat would have amplified in triple. And my receptive soul would have leaped out. And escaped in great trouble. Chris gives Emma a soft kiss. With all and moreover. Dreamboat, let my lips testify. My tongue mystify. My heart satisfy. My soul gratify. The devil get by. The saints and angels versify, and Christ personify. 'Cause I'd have never believed if the moon had said. Love would take courage, and annihilate all of my fear. Upon kissing your lips. The clouds would disappear like a leap year. The stars would have rained, the heavens would open. Revealing the splendor of alluring elation. And rapture of love so clear. I can't help but get taken. By everything I see and hear. Till my heart sweats and drenches with fever. And yet my soul doth tenderly burn and sear. You then fall in my aching and blazing belly. Disguised as French kiss wrapped in a drop of tear. I get seized by beautiful emotions that I cannot fathom. As if I were kissing your lips in my dream. While we are swimming near Malibu Pier. Chris gives Emma a soft kiss. And upon making love to you. The earth would shake and wobble. Oceans and rivers would intermingle. Waves and tides in my belly would rumble. And passion would have intensified in multiple. If thy lips can tell the truth and a sweet lie. Let me taste them and defy roses that bloom and dry. And everything that's mischievous and sly. Loves in vain, live in pain, and says goodbye. Let's kiss, caress, and make love till we die. Chris gives her a soft kiss on the lips. She puts her arms around him, they kiss more intimately and begin to make love. On the soundtrack, we continue to hear Crazy Love. Beach, Chris and Emma take a walk down the shoreline. They then stand lips to lips and talk between soft kisses. We don't hear what they are saying due to Crazy Love on the soundtrack. They then kiss French in the sunset. Bedroom. Chris and Emma continue to make love. EXT film set day. Emma does her take with Pine in the park. They are having picnic. She is resting on his lap and looking at him. He is stroking her hair in romance. On the soundtrack, My Love by Route 94 featuring Jesklyn plays. We see the director, the crew, the grips and extras in the background. We don't hear what they are saying due to the music. Chris sits at a bench alone reading a novel, Tropic of Cancer by Henry Miller. Then a beautiful extra named Jessica approaches him and sits in front of him. They strike up a conversation. Emma, who just happens to be getting up from Pine's lap, looks at them. She is a little bit distracted, maybe jealous, but she plays it cool and does her lines without missing a beat. The director then says cut. Chris and Jessica continue to talk. She is kind of seducing him. Emma walks up to Chris with a bottle of wine from the set, sits on his lap, takes a sip from the bottle and introduces herself to Jessica. Emma asks Jessica humorously, "Are you trying to steal my boyfriend?" and kisses Chris French. They kiss more intimately. Jessica feels a little bit awkward, smiles softly, gets up and walks away. Emma asks Chris what Jessica wanted. He tells her she just wants to know what the book is about. Emma takes the book, Tropic of Cancer, from Chris, gets up from his lap, and asks one of the grips to give her a lighter. He gives her a gold lighter. Emma sets the book on fire and places it in front of Chris. She then removes her underwear and places it on the fire while everybody is watching. Nobody says anything. Emma then sits on the bench in front of Chris, takes out a cigarette from her pocket, lights it with the fire and shows him her vagina in seduction while smoking with style. Emma then grabs the wine and pours the wine on vagina. Chris is kind of speechless. Everybody looks at her in shock. Chris takes out the fire with his wine, carries Emma and takes her to a star wagon. Int. Emma's trailer day. Chris and Emma remove each other clothes fanatically, kiss as if it were their favorite thing to do, go down and make love on a flat pad that happened to be on the floor. It's used for exercising. Chris is on top, entering Emma sweetly. On the soundtrack, I Am an Albatross by Aaron Chapa plays. Emma then gets on top and rides Chris alluringly while singing I Am an Albatross. It's one of the freakiest things we have ever seen in cinema. Yet somehow, it's sexy as hell. Emma looks titillating. Chris lets her have him. EXT Universal Studio, Day. Emma, who plays Pussycat, is in the set of Curve filming with James McAvoy, who plays Wesley Gibson. They are having a shootout in the street of Los Angeles bending bullets and hitting bad guys. Emma and James decide to walk away. They blend with the crowd, extras, and move down the street. 6 bad guys follow them. Emma and James cross the street. A beautiful girl, wearing a short miniskirt, gives James a wink as she walks by them. James can't help himself turning around, and looks at her ass. The girl is not wearing underwear. Pussycat is not going to have a sense of humor about it. She turns around and fires her gun, bending a bullet as if she has done it 1,000 times. The bullet flies between the girl's buttocks and hits a bad guy in the penis from impossible angle. He holds his private part and falls on the ground. In the meantime, the girl feels a burn between her legs, collects her dress and touches her private part to check what it is. There is a blood on her hand. She thinks that is not PMS. The bullet must have grazed the bottom of her vaginal lips just a little bit and hit the bad guy in the dick. She will be fine. But he got it the worst. He is holding his groin and rolling on the ground in pain while screaming. Emma and James kill all of them bending their bullets and walk toward the direction of the camera. The director says cut. Emma walks up to Chris, who is standing to next the Corvette. She puts her arms around him and kisses him. They kiss French. On the soundtrack, You Make Me Feel by Cobra Starship plays. She tells him let's get out of here. Chris gets behind the wheel. Emma hops in the passenger seat. Chris starts the car. They drive away. Int. Corvette, moving, night. Chris and Emma continue to drive in the street of Los Angeles. Emma is singing You Make Me Feel. She then gets up and sits on his lap as he continues to drive. She kisses him while singing. Int. Club, night. Chris and Emma dance in the middle of the dance floor. You Make Me Feel is playing. Emma is lost within herself. She looks sensual dancing as if she were part of the air. Emma then gets inside Chris, puts her arms around his neck and kisses him with tongue. They kiss French for long seconds. It seems they are melting their lips and tongues and making pure sucrose out of their hearts. Then the DJ plays Hideaway by Kiza. Chris and Emma finally part their lips. Emma begins to dance as if she were the pulsation of the world while singing with Kiza. She knows the lyrics of the song as usual. Then when we think we see everything, the DJ plays Bad by David Guetta and Showtek featuring Vassi. Emma lets herself evanesce completely and reborns in our souls, dancing as if her heartbeat had stopped long time ago. Chris continues to be taken by her sense of animation beyond flesh and spirit and freedom. EXT Airplane, flying, day. We see airplane flying in the sky. On the soundtrack, Non, Jene Regret Reen by Edith Piaf plays. Int. Airplane day. Chris and Emma sit at first class conversing while sipping champagnes. We don't hear what they are saying due to the music on the soundtrack. Emma puts her drink aside and sits on Chris's lap. She takes his champagne and drinks everything in one breath. She threw the glass away. They talk between soft kisses and kiss intimately. EXT The set of The Talented Ms. Ripley, South France, day. We are in the set of The Talented Ms. Ripley starring Emma Stone and Carey Mulligan. We see the cast and the crew filming. Note, basically, it's a remake of Mr. Ripley in role reversal based on Beautiful Insanity of the Souls. It's set in France and follow a slightly different storyline. Emma and Carey sit at a fancy restaurant next to the sea conversing while sipping wines. We don't hear what they are saying due to Non, Jene Regret Reen on the soundtrack. Chris sit at a bench at the quietest section of the set working on his laptop. Emma looks natural. She is born to act. The director then says cut. He gives Emma and Carrie few instructions, gets behind his camera and tells them action. Emma and Carrie put the best acting performances of all time. It's a figure of speech. They do their takes without missing beats. The director says cut. He tells them to take 10 minutes coffee break. Emma walks up to Chris, sits on his lap and asks him what he is working on. He shows her. He is writing a script. She asks him what the movie is about as they talk between soft kisses. He tells her what the script is about. Yet we don't hear what they are saying due to the music on the soundtrack. She then tells him let's get out of here. Chris closes his laptop, puts it in his bag and carries Emma in front of him. Emma wraps her legs around Chris. On the soundtrack, La Mer by Charles Trenet comes. They talk between soft kisses as he takes her toward their car. Chris places Emma in the passenger seat of their rental convertible, walks around the car and gets behind the wheel. Chris starts the car. They exchange juicy kisses and drive away. EXT boat, sailing, sunset. Chris and Emma sail on the Mediterranean Sea. On the soundtrack, La Mer by Charles Trenet continues to play. They are talking between soft kisses while sipping wines. They then put their wines aside, comes to the center of the deck and dance slow. They exchange a couple of soft kisses between conversation and kiss French. On the soundtrack, J'étais moi non plus by Serge Gainsbourg and Jane Birkin plays. EXT French Villa Bedroom Day. Chris and Emma make love with J'étais moi non plus. It's one of the best love scenes we have ever seen in cinema. Chris and Emma just go for it French style. It looks real. No words can explain it. We can feel their breaths in our lungs, their pleasure in our hearts and their passion at the core of our stomach. Our spirits have already left from our fleshes and wonder, is it for real? Chris and Emma take the art of love-making to the next level. We stay with them with series cuts as they continue to make love with various sexual positions. EXT Airplane, Flying, Day. We see airplane flying in the sky. On the soundtrack, music plays. Int. Music Studio Day. Emma is at a record studio with Pharrell Williams recording Somebody Is Watching Me. The chords and some of the beats are sample from Somebody Is Watching Me by Rockwell. It's sung by The Weeknd, mixed with Madonna Express Yourself, also featuring SIA. However, the lyrics is different. We take it via Emma's music video. Int. Emma's house bedroom, morning. Emma is sleeping. She then opens her eyes, gets up from the bed. She is wearing shirt and underwear. She is looking at us while singing Somebody Is Watching Me. There is a soft delicious smile on her face. It's shot in close-up in order to make us fall in love with her. She removes her shirt and underwear, off camera, come to the bathroom nude and takes a shower as she continues to sing. Cut to. Emma comes out of the shower, a towel around her breasts. She walks toward the camera looking at us. Emma comes to the bedroom, drops her towel, puts a beautiful dress without bra and underwear, grabs a tennis bag near the closet, places it on the bedroom and opens it. A gold light emits from the bag like Pulp Fiction. Emma closes the bag, grabs it and walks toward the direction of the camera. EXT Emma's convertible, moving, day. Emma drives in the coast of Pacific Ocean. We see the scenic side of the ocean crashing against the cliff. We then take it with close-up. Emma continues to sing. She looks into the rear view mirror. A black car is following her. Emma looks at the bag in the passenger seat, steps on the gas and drives faster. The black car continues to follow her. They are photographers. Emma stops her car in the middle of the street, gets out of her car, and sits on the edge of the hood while smoking cigarette with style and continues to sing. The black car pulls over. Two paparazzi get out of their vehicle and take a couple of pictures of Emma. She gives them poses and then begins to dance in a well-choreographed act. The paparazzi drop their camera and dance with her. They are professional dancers. Emma then grabs the tennis bag from the passenger seat and places it on the hood. Emma opens the bag, takes out a gold perfume bottle spray and sprinkles it in the air. Emma then walks through the thin air accessing extra dimension. EXT Sin City, Strip, Parallel Universe, Night. It's one of the most exotic places in the multiverse. It looks like a little bit like Las Vegas in grand scale. However, instead of casino, it's a sex town. We see all kinds of futuristic people walking in the street in S&M outfits in the strip. There are various sex shows right and left, including live sex, exotic dancer dancing in the glass boxes, people making out in the street, S&M, BDSM, bandage, sex slaves, etc. We have never seen anything like this. It's erotic madness. Emma walks through the crowd as if she has seen the place a million times. She is singing while looking at the direction of the camera. She then turns her eyes and looks at a lingerie and S&M shop. Emma walks into the shop. Cut to. EXT Sin City Strip Night. Emma steps out of the shop wearing S&M fishnet outfit and walks down the strip. She continues to sing. Then out of nowhere come 5 professional female dancers, who are wearing various S&M outfits and walk with her. Emma and the girls stop walking and begin to dance down with a well-choreographed act. Some people stop what they are doing and watch them in awe. Then 6 professional male, shirtless, dancers approach the girls and begin to dance with them sexually, touching the girls' breasts and private parts, etc. It's a well-scripted dance. Then our camera goes out of space. EXT space, night. We see a satellite floating in space and a beautiful view of a planet that looks like Earth. Int. Space Intelligence Agency, main room, night. It looks like NASA controlling center. A man named Seth watch Emma in multiple screens as she continues to sing and dance. There are about 20 young attractive government employees, analyzing the videos in close-up, X-ray, etc. They suspect Emma might be an alien, she is from a different planet. EXT Sin City, strip, night. Emma is walking alone through the crowd. It has a Mardi Gras-like atmosphere but it's 100 times more sexual than even Brazil Carnival Festival. We watch some girls walking nude. Emma then sees a good-looking man named Jonathan, who is playing piano in the middle of the street. A girl named Laura sits on the piano in a beautiful red dress. She is holding a black bunny. Emma looks at Jonathan. He then takes the bunny from Laura's hand, puts it on the piano, pulls Laura's legs, gets up and kisses her lips intimately. It looks like a scene from Pretty Woman, Julia Roberts and Richard Gere. Jonathan steals a look at Emma. Int. Hourglass Factory, house, day. Emma and Jonathan make love on the sand in a huge hourglass. We see 6 women tied up in S&M and BDSM inside hourglasses dancing in erotica around Emma and Jonathan's hourglass. Laura is inside another big hourglass naked dancing sensually. Yet sand is slowly falling from above and filling the glass. EXT desert, day. Then the scene mysteriously changes into desert. We find Emma singing and dancing almost nude, wearing only rope and S&M and bondage, in the desert with well-choreographic act, rolling on the sand sexually. We see snakes and Scorpios approaching Emma. Int. Hourglass Factory, night. We are back to Emma and Jonathan as they continue to make love in the sand inside their hourglasses. The 6 women tied up in S&M and BDMS continue to dance inside the hourglasses erotically. Laura continues to dance in her hourglass as well. Yet she is now tied up in BDMS. Emma gets on top of Jonathan and rides him cowgirl style. They are wearing watches. Laura's hourglass is controlled by the watches Emma and Jonathan are wearing. When they increase the pace, sands fill the glass, and slowly begins to bury Laura, who is tied up in S&M while dancing in erotica. Int. Space Intelligence Agency, main room, night. Seth continues to watch Emma in multiple screens. Some of the screens, Emma is singing in close-up. Some of the screens, she is making love to Jonathan. Some of the screens, she is tied up in S&M and BDSM, etc. Int. Laura's house, day. We see Laura dead body lying on the bed tied up with rope and BDSM naked. Her mouth is stuffed with soil and a red rose planted in it. She is branded with a word earth. Homicide detectives, crime scene investigators and forensics are in the middle of collecting evidence. EXT Laura's house, day. It's a luxurious house. We see water fountain, swimming pool, beautiful gardens, tennis court, etc. Cops secures the area with yellow crime scene tape. A girl named Amelia, who looks exactly like Emma, comes driving a convertible, parks the car in front of the house, gets out of the vehicle and walks toward the house. She is a detective. 2 cops, who are securing the area at the door, greet her with nods as she enters the house. Int. Bedroom day. Amelia walks in, comes to the crime scene, puts on her medical gloves and examines the body. Int. Living room, day. Amelia has few words with Captain Carter. The living room looks like a palace. Jonathan appears at the entrance. He shows his badge to a cop, who is in charge of keeping the room safe, and walks in. Jonathan is FBI. Amelia looks at him. It seems she knows him. They have history together. Amelia approaches Jonathan and asks him what he is doing here. He tells her he is investigating the case. They begin to walk toward the crime scene upstairs, at the direction of the camera. Amelia, played by Emma, continues to sing. EXT Space Intelligence Agency, main room, day. Seth continues to look at Emma in multiple screens. The young attractive employees continue to analyze the videos. Int. Factory, private show, day. Emma is performing aerial silks nude while singing. It's very sensual and erotic. Then come 4 beautiful girls and 4 muscular men with long silk scarves begin to dance with Emma artistically as well as sadistically, strangulating her while touching her sexually in BDMS. Jonathan sits on a chair and watches Emma in wonder. He is carrying the black bunny on his lap, stroking his fur. Then at the entrance a beautiful model named Veronica walks in. Jonathan looks at her. She approaches him, opens his shirt, stands behind and rubs his chest suggestively as they converse, while flirting and kissing. Emma looks at them. Int. Club, night. Emma, who is wearing a dress shirt unbuttoned and red Victoria's Secret underwear, dances with a beautiful girl dressed in S&M the middle of the crowd, who are wearing all kinds of S&M outfits and BDSM, and dancing with sex slaves as if the birth of the devil. We see professional female dancers dancing in the air tied up in S&M nude. There are girls in gates that are surrounded by fire. We see girls dancing in muds. There are girls dancing in glass boxes filled with water and surrounded by flames. It's to honor the 4 classic elements. It's sexual. Emma then sees Jonathan, who is sitting at a sofa with Veronica. We see various alcoholic beverages and the black bunny on the table. Emma comes up to Jonathan, sits on his lap, kisses him French and asks him to introduce her to his new friend. Jonathan introduces Emma to Veronica. Int. Air Factory, night. Emma and Jonathan make love on a bed. We see Veronica tied up nude in the air in S&M and BDSM. There are barbed wires around her body. She's pierced various parts of her body. Her blood is dripping on Emma and Jonathan, who are making love beneath. Yet, Veronica is dancing in the air seductively while watching Emma and Jonathan having sex below. 6 professional female dancers tied up naked in S&M in the air dance around Emma and Jonathan as well. Then all of the sudden Veronica changes into Emma. She is singing and dancing nude in the air alone. There are barbed wires around her body. She is bleeding. Emma changes back to Veronica tied up in the air dancing. Emma and Jonathan continues to make love while Veronica's blooding dropping on them. The 6 girls continues to dance in the air tied up in S&M. Int. Air Factory, 0 gravity, night. Emma and Jonathan continue to make love in the air, 0 gravity. We see the blood floating in the air with Emma and Jonathan as if they are making love in space. Int. Air Factory, bedroom night. Emma and Veronica make love in a steamy lesbian sex. Jonathan sits in a chair nude and watches them while smoking cigarette and stroking the black bunny. Int. Air Factory bedroom, night. Emma and Jonathan continue to have sex. Veronica is tied up in the air with barbed wire above Emma and Jonathan in BDSM. Yet every time Jonathan enters Emma, a knife-like device comes out of nowhere, the thin air, and pierces Veronica's lungs as she continue to dance in seduction. Blood rains on Emma and Jonathan. It has to do with the watches they are wearing. When they pick up the pace, the knife pierces Veronica efficiently and more bloods drop on them. It looks extremely sadistic, but also feels supernatural, tantalizing and artistic. The scene changes back and forth between Emma and Veronica dancing in the air tied up in S&M alluringly. However, when Emma is in the air, Jonathan is making love to her copy. Int. Space Intelligence Agency, main room, night. Seth continues to watch Emma in multiple TV screens. The employees continues to analyze the scene, evaluating what they are watching. In one screen, Emma is making love with Jonathan. In other screens, she is dancing while tied up in the air nude, making out with Veronica in a lesbian sex, singing, etc. There is no scientific explanation of what we are looking at. Regardless, some of scene are shot in extremely close up on Emma. It is the sole purpose of to make us fall head over heels in love with her. We can feel her passion, desire, pain, and the lust in her eyes hidden within her tears, and the pulse on her lips. Int. Veronica's house living room, day. We see the body of Veronica tied up in the air in strangulation and S&M in the middle of the living room. A rose is placed in a hole between her breasts like a vase. She is branded with the word air. Homicide detectives, crime scene investigators and forensics collect evidence. Amelia walks into the room, approaches Veronica and examines the body. At the entrance, Jonathan walks in, comes to the crime scene and looks at the body. Jonathan then tells Amelia FBI might have to take over the case. Amelia ignores him and continues to examine the body that is tied up in the air. Montage. Note, we see Amelia questioning a couple of witnesses and suspects. On the soundtrack, we continue to hear Somebody Is Watching Me by Emma featuring The Weeknd and SIA. Movie set, Amelia questions a woman named Jennifer, who might be the last person to see Veronica. Interrogation room, Amelia questions a model named Antonio. Photo session, a man named Peter takes a photo of a beautiful model named Anne. Amelia approaches him, shows him her badge and asks him few questions. Yet, we don't hear what she is saying due to the music on the soundtrack. Jennifer gives police the description of the suspect. A sketch artist draws the face of Emma. EXT water strip show, day. Emma dances exotic in the rain tied up in rope in S&M and BDSM freeing herself sexually. Jonathan stands and watches her holding an umbrella while carrying the black bunny. There are about 30 huge balloons filled with water. They seem to be floating in the air, but they are held by invisible suspension. Emma then goes down with her knees and pulls a wire. Water falls on her body. It is a little bit similar to Flashdance, Jennifer Beals' water scene. Emma continues to dance pulling one wire after another, and water crashing on her body. Then come 4 female dancers and 4 muscular male dancers in S&M and fishnet and begin to dance with Emma sexually with the finest and well choreographic acts in the rain while water crashing on their bodies. Some of them produce ropes out of nowhere, place the ropes around Emma's neck in S&M and strangulation. She kisses the dancers French lasciviously, both the girls and men. They pull her hair, slap her face, choke her neck, etc. It is part of the act. If Madonna sees this, she would be jealous of Emma. The dancers tie Emma with ropes in BDSM. Yet, she frees herself dexterously and continues to dance with them enchantingly. Jonathan continues to watch her. Then comes a beautiful supermodel named Marta, stands behind Jonathan and touches his private part in seduction. Emma looks at Marta. Seductive Pain, Part 17. Int. Water Factory, Night. Emma and Jonathan make love in a big champagne glass that is filled with water. We see 6 girls dancing nude in water bowls that are placed around Emma and Jonathan's bowl. Yet we see Marta in a huge water glass globe that is half full with water and hanged in the air. It's held with chains and suspension and swinging above Emma and Jonathan. Marta is dancing inside the globe. Water is slowly filling the glass. Emma and Jonathan continue to make love. They are wearing the 4 classic element watches. When they pick up the pace, the water fills the glass globe that Marta is in. All of the sudden, Marta changes into Emma mysteriously. We see Emma dancing inside the glass globe nude in seduction. It then explodes in the midair. EXT Ocean, Day. Emma floats in the air and falls in the ocean nude. Int. Ocean underwater, Day. Emma swims under the water with all kinds of beautiful sea creatures, jellyfish and sharks. Emma then sees Jonathan, who is swimming under the water naked. They get closer, kiss and continue to make love under the water. Int. Water Factory, Night. We see Marta in the glass globe tied up in S&M. The water is getting full. Int. Ocean underwater, Day. Emma and Jonathan continue to make love under the water as various sea creature and sharks circle them around. Int. Water Factory, Night. Emma and Jonathan continue to make love in the glass bowl. The 6 girls continue to dance in their glass bowls sensually. Marta is swinging in her glass globe. It is filled with water. She has stopped breathing. There is blood on her nose. Int. Space Intelligence Agency, Main Room, Night. Seth continues to watch Emma with multiple screens. The employees continues to analyze the videos. Int. Marta's house, living room, Day. We see Marta's dead body inside a bathtub filled with rose petals. It's placed in the middle of the living room. She is branded with the word water on her chest. Homicide detectives and forensics collect evidence. Amelia examines Marta's dead body. Jonathan walks in, comes to the crime scene and looks at the corpse. He tells Amelia he wants to talk to her in private. She has always been attracted to him. Amelia and Jonathan leave the room and come to the kitchen. They kiss passionately. He picks her up and places her on the kitchen table. They kiss more intimately. Jonathan then slowly removes her underwear and throws it away. He removes all of his clothes, gets between her legs. They kiss French. Jonathan grabs her butt, picks her up, squeezes her buttocks and enters her as they begin to have sex. EXT Fashion Show, Night. Female models walk on a catwalk set on flame accompanied by various types of fire acts, including a muscular man spitting fire out of his mouth in close-up, another muscular man spinning 2 sticks set on fire, 3 girls dancing while holding fire torches dangerously, etc. Then Emma comes out of the backstage wearing a dress set on flame and does poses as she continue to sing. Jonathan sits at the VIP, front row, and watches her. He is carrying the bunny on his lap. Emma then takes the center stage dances with 4 females and 4 male professional dancers. Jonathan continues to watch her. He then turns his eyes and looks at a beautiful supermodel named Sophia, who is checking him out across the catwalk. Emma looks at her as well, and continues to dance with well-scripted fire act. Sophia then gets up, walks around the catwalk, comes to Jonathan, sits on his lap and kisses him on the lips. They kiss softly. Emma watches them. Sophia then parts her lips and gives Emma a wink. Int. Cathedral, Night. Emma and Jonathan make love on a matters that is placed in the middle of the church surrounded by hundreds of candlelight and rose petals. The church has no seats. We see the sculpture of Jesus Christ crucified on a cross at the chapel. Sophia is tied up in a unique pole upside down nude in S&M. There is fire around her. She slowly frees herself and begins to dance exotically in striptease. Emma and Jonathan continue to make love in round candlelight. Emma gets on top and rides Jonathan seductively. They are wearing the classic 4-element watches. When they pick up the pace, fire exits from the pole and various other places, including pipes that are placed around the pole, and slowly burns Sophia, who continues to dance exotic. Yet she doesn't feel the burn. Then Sophia changed to Emma mysteriously. Emma dances exotic tied up with a rope in S&M erotically. She is doing one of the best strip teases we have ever seen in cinema. Jonathan lies on matted nude with the black bunny leaning. He is watching Emma stripping, while stroking the bunny. Emma continues to dance exotic. She just lets us have her. Int. Space Intelligence Agency, main room, night. Seth continues to watch Emma with multiple screens. EXT/int. Church 2, night. We find Emma in a different church that has no roof. She is dancing in round fire and candlelight in front of the statue of Jesus Christ on the cross. Then the statue of Jesus Christ turns into Jonathan set on fire. Emma continues to dance with passion, sensuality, love, erotica, and pain. We see lightning, thunderstorm and clouds of fire in the sky. It's visually stunning. Int. Cathedral, night. Emma and Jonathan continue to make love in round candlelight. Sophia continues to dance exotically tied up in S&M and BDSM. Yet when Emma and Jonathan pick up the pace, Sophia's body catches on fire. However, she doesn't feel the burn for some unknown reason. She continues to dance as if nothing is happening to her. Emma and Jonathan reach climax. Int. Cathedral, day. We see body of Sophia lying at the chapel nude in round candlelight. Her gut cavity is burnt to ashes. There is a rose inside her belly. She is branded with a word fire on her chest. FBI, homicide detectives, crime scene investigators and forensics are collecting evidence. EXT Cathedral, day. Amelia comes driving her convertible, parks her car in front of the cathedral, gets out her vehicle and walks into the church. Int. Cathedral, day. Amelia comes to the crime scene and examines the body. Note, in alternative crime scene, we might see only the ashes of Sophia. There is a red rose on the ashes. Photographs of Emma can be seen throughout the church. Amelia grabs one of the photos of Emma and looks at it. EXT Beach, day. Emma and Jonathan kiss on the shoreline while ocean waves crash on them. It seems Emma faked her own death. Jonathan is her accomplice. Int. Space Intelligence Agency, main room, day. Seth continues to watch Emma and Jonathan in multiple screens as they continue to kiss in the beach. We see the black bunny nearby. EXT Beach, day. Emma and Jonathan continue to kiss more intimately. We take it in close-up, and then pull out gradually with overhead shot. The end. EXT/int. Interview Magazine Photo Shoot Day. Emma does various poses in S&M and BDSM as photographers take her picture in serious cuts to advertise the music video, consisting of the 4-element, air, earth, water, and fire. Insert, Interview Magazine Emma's photos. We see the end result of Emma's photos one by one. She is on the cover of the magazine. There are about 300 photos, maybe more. But we only see about 50 of them. Yet, if it's convenient, we might see all of them in fast forward. Interview Magazine dedicates the entire page for Emma. Int. Los Angeles Museum, day. Chris and Emma visit a couple of beautiful paintings and sculptures at the Museum of Los Angeles. On the soundtrack, music plays. They are conversing, but we don't hear what they are saying due to the music on the soundtrack. They then stand lips to lips, talk between soft kisses and kiss intimately for long seconds. They then part their lips and continue to visit a couple of interesting paintings. Note, we look at the paintings with series cuts. EXT Park, day. Chris and Emma take a walk in the park. The music on the soundtrack falls in the background. Emma, I didn't feel anything. Chris, what do you mean? Emma, the art. Chris, what about it? Emma, they didn't move me. Chris, they are not supposed to move you. People go to museum to spend quality time. Emma, every time I go to a museum, I am always looking for the exit sign. I mean there are breathtaking paintings but I wouldn't take them to my house and hang them on the wall even they gave me for free. Does that mean there is something wrong with me? Chris, no. Things have changed. Paintings were designed to capture beauty in their natural form and somehow lift human spirit. Then came television, photos, films, video game, music video, and computer changed how we see art. We are bone dry generation. We are desirous of everything. A Miley Cyrus state of mind. All that's in your face: love, romance, explosion, and sex in XXX. If we find a painting by Picasso worth $125 million on our doorstep, at the same time, happen to see Kristen Stewart walking down the street, we'd step on the painting, run toward her and ask for an autograph. Emma, humorously, have you asked Kristen for an autograph? Chris, I have never asked anybody for an autograph. It was an example. But once Al Pacino gave me his autograph at a coffee shop and lost it the same day. Emma, what do you mean lost it? Chris, it was long time ago when I came to Los Angeles. I didn't ask him for autograph. I asked him for an email address, so I could send him one of my screenplays. Maybe he did not heard me clearly. He just signed his autograph on my notebook. You know, I didn't feel like bothering him. A little bit pride came to my conscience. I just walked away. The same day, I left the notebook at the coffee shop, along with a couple of film plots. Emma, that's sad. Chris, it's nothing. I had already memorized them. Emma, humorously, you memorized his autograph? Chris, no, the movie plots. Emma, I am fucking with you. Chris, I know. They exchange soft juicy kisses. Emma, you love art, don't you? Chris, more than life itself. Emma, you make me feel bad. Chris, I am kidding. You can convince yourself to appreciate anything. Emma, I can't convince myself to appreciate something I don't like. You know, I love movies. I get emotional so easily. Any sad story brings tears to my eyes. I watched Titanic. I was crying from the beginning to end, despite the fact I was watching it for the third times. I knew Jack Dawson was going to die. But every word he said brought tear to my eyes. I was freezing for some unknown reason. I still feel the shivering as if I were myself in the ice water with Jack, and at the same time, trying to keep myself warm with that steamy love scene in the car. I've gone to a couple of museums since I was a little girl, but I had never cried. I left the museums with empty feelings. Chris, perhaps 400 years from now, they will have virtual reality movies where the audiences are part of the motion picture. They interact with the actors. They hold their hands, converse with them, even make love to them in advanced virtual reality images and experience the emotional heights. They will manipulate the actors, create characters, do whatever they desire and be the stars of their virtual reality movies. Someone like you in the future says film doesn't move me. Emma, that sounds depressing. I don't want to be forgotten. Chris, I don't mean it like that. I will make sure I write you movies that stays people's mind forever. They will not forget you for millions year. You look at Shakespeare's play, Romeo and Juliet, Hamlet, Macbeth, and sonnets. Shall I compare thee to a summer day and most of his works? They were written almost half-century ago. They are timeless. They are still making big impact in cinema and theater. They stand lips to lips. Emma, anyway, I am sorry that day Andrew has to masturbate in front of us. Chris, don't sweat it. It's nothing. Humorously, one time, I was masturbating while watching you in Zombieland. I got it in VHS format. It has both DVD and VHS player. The DVD player was broken. I just went with the flow. I then stopped in the middle and asked myself, what if my girlfriend catch me? It's a bad idea. The voice inside my head assured me I was not going to get caught. I was about to go back to masturbating, but couldn't find my penis. Where did the motherfucker disappear? I was saying this is embarrassing. How can something important like that disappear from my body? I looked everywhere and then saw it fucking VHS player by itself. You were standing with a chainsaw. Your hair looked messy as if you were caught in electricity. Emma smiles in beauty and hit him playfully. Emma, you are an asshole. They exchange soft kisses. They resume walking. Emma, I didn't use chainsaw in the Zombieland. Chris, are you sure? Emma, I did the movie. I would have remembered if I used any chainsaw. Chris, I thought I saw a chainsaw. Emma, it is on the poster. But I didn't use it in the movie. Chris, why would you have a chainsaw in the poster if you are not going to use it in the movie? Emma, that was the same question I asked. Chris, what did they say? Emma, humorously, I look sexy with chainsaw. Chris, you can't argue with that. But they might have to make you a new poster with bullets around your body, wearing a dress shirt tied just above your belly button and Daisy Duke, and holding 44 Magnum, only you. Emma, you never really watched Zombieland, did you? Chris, I watched the highlight here and there. You know, I don't usually like to watch zombie movies. Why would anybody want to watch bunch of ugly creatures moving in slow motion to eat your brain? Instead, why not Maxim 100 the most beautiful girls in the world and beautiful college girls run at you naked to have sex with you. They then have sexual intercourse with you, eat your heart and kill you. I know Brad Pitt World War Z make a lot of money even though it cost almost $200 millions. If they gave me that money, I would probably create heaven on earth and make love to the angels. Perhaps, I add a little bit Madonna justify my love and make it erotic. Emma, humorously, would you have sex with Maxim's 100 the most beautiful women in the world in one day if they give you a new sex drug that allows you to keep you going for hours? Chris, joking, I will give it a shot. Emma, you are a freak. Emma sits on top of a bench. Chris stands between her legs. Chris, I am kidding. But I'd have created the future with everything in it and make love to you in the Garden of Heartbeats day and night. They exchange soft kisses. Emma, it's weird. I had Dear Future Husband by Meghan Trainor stuck in my head almost for 3 months when it came out. Have you listened to it? Chris, I might have seen it on MTV. Emma, I used to wake up in the morning singing Dear Future Husband. I wasn't planning on married anyone. It would interfere with my career. You know, I don't mind marrying you in a heartbeat. But I don't want to ruin what we have now. I want to see where it's going to lead. Chris, I can write you a romantic comedy titled Dear Future Husband. Emma, I swear I was about to say that. You took it right out of my mouth. You know, Dear Future Husband sounds like a film title starring Matthew McConaughey and Kate Hudson, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, or with Sarah Jessica Parker, Failure to Launch, and Jennifer Lopez in The Wedding Planner. He also did a romantic comedy with Jennifer Garner, Ghost of Girlfriend Past, which I had a cameo. Chris, let me see what I can come up with. They sit at a bench face to face. Chris, you play a girl named Amelia, who is looking for a husband. She dates here and there. Every time she thinks she finds her soulmate, they turn up to be jerks. She keeps finding fault. It's like when she makes love with a man, who she thought, is 10, he comes in 11 seconds like Leonardo in Wolf of Wall Street. Amelia then dumps him and dates a man, Edward. He is a musician, he seems romantic. She then finds out he has 2 daughters in Johannesburg, 2 sons in Moscow, 4 in Okinawa. It's a joke. She hits him. Emma, I am serious. I want to do comedy. Chris, we will keep the number down. You know, instead he just has 2 daughters in Boston. Amelia live in New York City. He borrows your car to see them. Edward is in the middle of working on a new album. Amelia works at a major fashion magazine, Vanity Fair, as a columnist. Accidentally in purpose you are working on article under Dear Future Husband. Edward sings her all kinds of beautiful songs. She doesn't have the heart to leave him even though she has to take a taxi to go to work. Emma, humorously, he then brought one of his daughter to live with us. She is 14. She has a hot on for him. I dumped him. Chris, this is a romantic comedy. Let's keep it PG-13. Emma, what about he's a 14 years old son? Never mind. I don't want to fuck a 14 years old kid. I was going to say what if she falls in love with his son. But I don't want to go there. You know, it makes a nice fucked up indie drama. A girl married a man. She then finds out he has a 16 years old son, whom he is not aware of till the last minute. He welcomes him. But he then involves in passionate sexual relationship with his stepmother. Just like that you got your indie. Chris, that's not a bad story. Emma, I wouldn't do it. But I can imagine Ty Sheridan and Scarlett Johansson in the lead roles. Chris, humorously, Ryan Gosling plays his father. Emma, that's fine with me. Chris, you still have to have a twist. Emma, they fall in love and run away together. Chris, that's not a twist. Emma, I am not a writer. Chris, you came up with the story. Emma, I was just fucking with you. Chris, suppose Ryan finds out they run away together. They took all his saving. Ryan is a drug dealer. He sells meth. Not only did his son fuck his wife, and they took all his money and drugs, but they also took his red Corvette. He's not going to have sense of humor about it. He is going to hunt them like Anton Chigurh in No Country Old Man and kill them. But let's get to the heart of the story. Ryan might have to put a fake mustache and fake teeth to make him look like nomadic. He is supposed to be in his late 30s in the film. Exercise has kept him young. He looks like Ty's older brother. Scarlett and Ty have to run throughout the states. Ryan could even be Anton Chigurh's cousin in No Country for Old Men. The film gives you that kind of vibe. You get the chilly down by your spine. Emma, I don't really like No Country for Old Men. But I can see Ryan Gosling playing a psychopath, who hunts for his son, who is having an affair with his wife, or his wife, who fucked his son, and wins Oscar. Chris, he is on top of his game. The truth is Anton Chigurh has nothing on Ryan Gosling in this film. He terrorizes Scarlett and Ty while killing innocent people in his way. He tells them he has number in his head 1 to 5. He gives them one chance. If they get it wrong, he will shoot them in the head. There is a realistic car chase. Ryan almost drives them off a cliff. They exchange fire here and there. Ty and Scarlett escape in a dramatic fashion. Later, Ryan catches up with Scarlett and Ty. He finds them making love. This audio file was created by Panopreader Basic. You can download it at www.panopreader.com. He ties them up and tortures them sadistically. Ryan then threatens Ty he is going to slit Scarlett's throat if he doesn't give him the money. Ty gives him the money. Ryan stabs Scarlett in the heart and kills her. In rage, Ty fights his father and stabs him in the stomach multiple times. Ryan dies from excessive blood loss. Ty grieves over Scarlett's dead body. The police comes to the building. Ty takes the money and flees the scene. In the end, we find out he is telling you his story. You play a writer. You are not sure if Scarlett is dead or alive. She might have survived the stabbing. He might have missed her heart by few inches. Maybe she just survived miraculously. That is the twist. It's title Rogue Blood. Emma, you can't let her go. Chris, who? Emma, Scarlett Johansson. Chris, you brought her. I mean, it's only a film. It doesn't make a difference if she lives or dies. I thought it might serve as an alternative ending. We will cut it out if it's inconvenient. You know, I was going to borrow an idea from this film she did with Ewan McGregor, The Island, directed by Michael Bay. I have always thought that movie is ahead of its time, even though some critics crucified it upside down like St. Peter. Someday it will become a cult classic. In the movie, the bad guys clone adult human in the lab, take their organs and give them to patients. However, instead of incubating human direct to adulthood, suppose you grow it from embryo. That clones has childhood. However, the babies grow faster than dogs, cats, and insects. Depend on the patients. If a patient has a bad heart, and he or she needs a heart transplant within 6 months, they might want to speed it up by splicing it with some kind of insect gene. Insects have a short lifespan. Next time if you kill an insect by accident, don't feel too bad about it. You still attend Nirvana. But keep your finger crossed, you don't want to return as a fly. That is beside the point. The audience do not have to know any of that. You just make up a lie and hope they buy it. They could just say, they speed it up by turning on some gene nobody has ever heard of it. When they reach certain age, they inject them with a serum called SMP, slow maturing process, which slow down the aging process. The clones take a normal course of life. They are actual kept in island. They are told this is the only world that ever exists since they were kids. Everything is a setup. They allow them to move around here and there. The clones are free. But there are surveillance camera everywhere, watching them 24/7 inside as well as outside. Yet people are always missing. They kidnap them in the middle of the night, drug them and take their organs. Then they get rid of their bodies. Nobody know what is going on. Yet the protagonists Isabel and Jacob find out the truth. They try to escape from the island. Wait a second. Let's go back a little bit. Island might be a bad idea. Instead, they are kept a fictional town called Michaelville somewhere in South Florida after Michael Bay. It's easier to escape on land. It promises us a lot of action. Yet, they can't stay outside for long. They need SMP injection to prevent them from getting old prematurely. I will build the story around it when I get free time. You know, you might want to play Isabel, who escapes from the town with Jacob. Isabel and Jacob wander around in the city of Miami and discover the world is bigger than they are allowed to believe. They see skyscrapers, churches, and various things. It doesn't take them for long to question how they are created. In the meantime, the corporation AHCE, Advanced Human Cloning Enterprise, ran by Edward Norton, hire mercenaries to take them out. Isabel and Jacob might run into a group of people, who are against cloning. Suppose they watch them on the television protesting by accident. Isabel and Jacob contact the leader Tori, played by Rooney Mara. She tries to help them as well as expose the corporation. It's $1 trillion business. They built a community for the sole purpose of harvesting human organs. They are running it underground. Yet there is a conspiracy. They kill Tori and every person who know about the corporation. The government is part of the scheme. Isabel and Jacob continue to run away from the bad guys. They have no one to tell their stories. They cannot trust anybody. People who know about the clones are killed right and left. Edward and bloodthirsty mercenaries led by Jason are looking for them with satellites, camera surveillances, and all kinds of advanced electronic devices. There will be a couple of wild shootouts here and there. Isabel and Jacob might kill a lot of bad guys. It's an action film, depends on the flow. They are not going to play victims. You know, their brains can pick up things quickly. If they watch a martial art film, they would get it right away in a blink of an eye. Nevertheless, Isabel and Jacob pick the bad guys apart with guns and a couple of deadly martial arts. Humorously, Sick Kung Fu, Taekwondo, Jeet Kune Do and others in 3D. We might see brains splattering, bones breaking like bad karma and blood flowing like rivers in the reminiscence of Kill Bill Volume 1 if it's absolutely necessary. Meanwhile, Isabel and Jacob might have to go back to the village. They need SMP to slow down the aging process and inject it into their system. Some might say if SMP really exists, why not people just get that and stop worry about organ donation altogether? That's cool. You can always tell a lie. Or you don't bring that question to the audience. But if it's crucial to the story, you might have to give them some kind of explanation. Let's say SMP causes some sort of cancer. Some people still say who gives a fuck about cancer. You know, people smoke cigarette knowing it causes cancer. They just want to remain youth and look gorgeous. Is that a sin? They don't give a fuck about cancer as long as it slows down the aging process. Clarence says in true romance, live fast, die young, leave a good-looking corpse. However, they don't want really die in a heartbeat. That's your ticket. It's toxic. Only the clones are immune to it. For example, if a regular person injects it into his or her system, they die within 3 hours. Nonetheless, Isabel and Jacob need SMD. They look through the internet and finds where they keep SMD. It's downtown Miami. It's headquarter of AHCE. It's highly guarded skyscraper. Even though Isabel and Jacob are kept in the village, they are extremely intelligent. They dexterously infiltrate the highly guarded building which has heat sensor, laser security, temperature dictator, and others. They pass all securities like Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible and steal the SMP from the main room. They inject it in their system and make passionate love 7 days straight. They know soon or later they would run out of SMP. There is injustice against the clones, and the mercenaries are looking for them. Isabel and Jacob cannot continue on to live in fear. It's time to turn the table around and kill the bad guys. They are watching Matrix starring Keanu Reeves and Carrie-Anne Moss. They go back to the corporation and takes out the entire town. They kill the bad guys. They kill Jason. They kill Edward and free the clones. They were thinking about getting more SMD that would last them for lifetime. However, a clone named Trent has designed a serum called KIR, Keep It Real, that reverses the effect. All they have to do is inject it into their systems one time. They are set for life. We don't see Isabel and Jacob inject themselves with KIR like John Travolta in Pulp Fiction. But we find them kissing French in Miami Beach. The end. Emma, that's an interesting story. May I make a suggestion? Chris, be my guest. They exchange soft kisses. Emma, you should keep them in the island. They are isolated from the rest of the world. They can walk around free like tourists. Chris, how are they going to escape if it's island? It's highly secured area. If they swim, shark might eat them. They will shoot and kill them from helicopter. Emma, you can always focus on their relationship in the island set somewhere in the Pacific. I like how they are watching them 24/7. You might want to turn it into erotic movie. Suppose Edward Norton is a pervert. He is a little bit sick in the head. He likes to watch Isabel and Jacob and other clones having sex like William Baldwin in Sliver starring Sharon Stone. But it's in the big scale. Basically, it's pornography. The movie should be about how they can escape from the island. Isabel and Jacob figure it out in the middle. They then bring it down within the island. Chris, that's not a bad idea. I was thinking about all Michael Bay films. You know, if he is going to spend $150 million, you might as well build a community with colleges, hospital, supermarkets, banks, and others. It's a real town. Yet everything is a lie. They just want their organs. Then Isabel and Jacob find out what's happening. You then get your full-scale explosion. Non-stop action under the circumstances and all-out havoc mayhem. I think Michael Bay has nothing on me if I want to make the greatest action movie ever made. That's why I want to avoid island. I just put the whole thing just now as I went. Actually, it's based on the island. I just change few things here and there. There are a lot of plot holes. I might keep them in an isolated island like you said. But the island is located near Miami or Los Angeles. We make 2 separate movies. One is based on what I told you. Another is based on what you told me. Regardless, Isabel and Jacob escape from the island with a motorboat while the bad guys are shooting at them from helicopters. They just got lucky. It follows the same anecdote I told you. The only different is the ending. Isabel and Jacob return to the island with motorboats and kill all the bad guys. It's non-stop action. But your stories sound realistic. Once we get the money from the first film, we can do whatever we want to do with the latter. Emma, I knew it. You created the story to trick me. That means you are not over Scarlett. Chris, I am done with her. They exchange soft kisses. Emma, can you say I am done with that prostitute? They exchange soft kisses. Chris, I am done with that prostitute. They kiss intimately. Emma, anyway, have you seen Never Let Me Go? It's about organ donation without explosion. Chris, I never saw it. But I heard about it. Starring Carrie, Andrew, and Keira Knightley. I thought it was stupid. I'm not going to sit and watch them take organs from my body while I am still alive. I would have gone Jason Bourne on their ass. I swear to God, if they touch a single cell in my body, there is no measure how fast and how hard I would bring this to their doorsteps. I am on my own side. Maybe that's Matt Damon. However, they might have some kind of guards to keep eyes on me. I would still kill all of them and escape. There is nothing God or the devil can do about it when I unleash lake of fire and brimstone on those, who try to outguess me. Perhaps, it's instinct talking. The fact is if you are brought to donate organs since you were kid, you have no choice but to accept your fate. But is that true? Life is coded with rebel soul. Some points of your life, you will stand up for your right. You will rebel against your fate. I saw the trailer. It's not like they are kept in some kind of confinement. Why didn't they run? You know, it makes no sense. They were driving car and all. Why not just drive away and leave the country? Emma, that was the same question I asked. But they say it's complicated. Maybe they should hire Pussycat. I would have buried bullet between their eyes, drink their blood instead of milk, set the place on fire and free all of them. I would have taken it straight to the system. Emma is a little bit in character. Chris, that's what I am talking about. They kiss French. Emma, I love Rogue Blood. I don't really care if you kill Scarlet or not. It's a good story. Chris, I thought I could end the film with high spirit. In fact, Scarlet is played by Imogen Poots to keep Black Widow out of it. When everybody thinks she's dead, she's in the car waiting for him. You're not really in the film either. You get the main roles in my movies. Instead, Imogen is the star of Rogue Blood. Ty leaves a bank and gets in the car. Imogen is in the car with their 3-month daughter. He just bought a bar. He sings and plays guitar. He gives Imogen the tour of the bar. They have dinner at the empty bar in the candlelight. He gets up in the middle and sings Photographs by Ed Sheeran for her. They then dance slow with I See Fire and kiss intimately. The end. Emma, I can't believe you turned that into a movie. Chris, it's kind of your story. I have nothing to do with it. Emma, really? Chris, you said Amelia met a man. She finds out the man has a son. She falls in love with his son. That's basically the movie. I just added details. Emma, it is romantic. Seductive Pain Part 18. Chris, I was going to end the movie when they dance slow with Give Me Love by Ed Sheeran instead of I See Fire. I then felt I should preserved it for you. Emma, that is a thought of you. But I will trade it with Photographs. Chris, sure. We'll replace it with something sentimental. Yet we might hear all kinds of romantic songs throughout the film. There are going to be a couple of steamy love scenes. It's also to balance Ryan's psychotic behavior. He is going to go in a killing rampage. I heard he is a psychopathic. He cut his mother's, Kristen Scott Thomas, abdomen and put his hand in her belly to see what is in her uterus and only God forgive. They say it was his idea. It wasn't in the script. You have to take advantage in that psychopathic behavior, and make something crazy. You know, in order to match that level of madness. Ryan has sex with various women, cuts their abdomens, remove their kidneys and eat them raw as he continues to hunt Imogen and Ty. Emma, it doesn't get any better than that. Chris, we might want to give the film few dimensions as well. You know, add a cop named Julie who is investigating the murders and few interesting characters. I'll think something diabolical as well as provocative if you want to work on it. You know, you might want to play a cop named Amelia who investigates murders committed by Ryan like Frances McDormand in Fargo. But you are not pregnant or maybe US Marshal like Tommy Lee Jones in The Fugitive and win Oscar. The last part is a joke. Emma, I'll play Julie. Just write it down. But let's go back to Dear Future Husband. You were talking about Edward before I interrupted you. Chris, you gave me an interesting idea. Chris and Emma exchange soft kisses. Chris, anyhow, Edward is caught up with recording album and his 2 daughters and ex-wife Marta, custody battle in the courtroom, and pays no attention to Amelia. He comes home and works on the music. If he is not working on his album, he is talking to his daughters on his cell phone and computer for hours, reading them story online. They are 8 and 5. They are begging him to return home. Then one day, his young daughter tells Amelia how could she do that to them? Comes between her father and mother. Amelia was looking for an excuse. That just might do it. She dumps Edward. He knew it was coming. He lets her go. Third is Zach. He seems perfect. He works at the New York Times. He gives Amelia the best orgasm. He takes her to romantic restaurants. Breakfast on bed and all. He is good to be true. Amelia says he is the one. Her topic is also deals with, why do women wait for guys to propose to them? She discusses it with her friends Monica and Nicole. Monica says it is because guys can take rejection like Rocky Balboa takes punches. Girls will be crying for weeks. Monica admits she will never recover if she asks a guy to marry her and he says no. After that, she will become a nun. Nicole is different. She says if they say no, fuck them. We have to adapt to the stereotype whatever it is. Time is changing. It's 20 fucking 1 century. Everywhere you turn around, people are standing up for what they believe in. So what if a man says no? It's not the end of the fucking world. At least, you feel real about it. You did something no woman had ever done in her life. That's empowering. Emma, I like Nicole. Chris, Nicole is like Mila Kunis. She says whatever come to her mind. She doesn't really believe men and women are created equal. She says that doesn't prove anything. Men treats us like we are not equal if we say we are equal to them. We have to think we are better than them. Then they see us as equal. We can leave with that. But Amelia doesn't have the nerve to do it. How brave she is not going to propose to a man. Even to Jesus Christ. It's not the rejection or the empowerment that keeps her at bay. But she thinks it doesn't feel natural. That's not even it. There is something in her heart that is troubling her. She doesn't know what it's. Nevertheless, Zach is beginning to change her mind. She says what she has to lose. If he says no, she will feel empowerment and move on. Amelia practices how to proposing to Zach looking at herself in the mirror without the ring like Robert De Niro in Taxi Driver, "You're talking to me." She says now it's time to try it with the ring. It's a 25-carat diamond ring. She has placed in her study room drawer. She opens it. The diamond ring is gone. Emma, who took it? Chris, Zach is a thief. Emma smiles big. Emma, you are an asshole. Chris, he has been stealing from Amelia a lot of things. Money, jewelries and artifacts and lying about everything. He is not even a real journalist. His Christian name is Vincent. He is a mailman doing internship at the New York Times. He is sort of personal assist to real Zach who is in Paris working on a story about fashion industry scandal. Emma, what scandal is that? Chris, I don't know. We can fabricate a fake scandal. You know, how girls come to Paris from Eastern Europe and other countries lured by modeling and fashion industry and tricked to work as escort service by highly organized criminal syndicates and mobs. But that doesn't fit here. This is a romantic comedy. We are trying to make the audiences forget their problems, not to add another crisis to whatever is bothering them. Instead he was in Paris interviewing Kate Moss for the cover of the first ever The New York Times fashion issue, equivalent of Vanity Fair and Vogue. Emma, did you just come up with that? The first ever The New York Times fashion issue? Chris, something like that. Emma, that's money. Chris, maybe. I just want the audiences to relax. You know, after they watch the film, they leave the theater with smiles on their eyes. If it were action movie, we might have gone with the mobs and stopped the bad guys. Emma, I feel you. Chris, anyway, Vincent took his identity, borrowed his office and wooed Amelia. Everything he told her is a lie. On the soundtrack, we hear Lips Are Movin' by Meghan Trainor. She confronts him after she sees him breaking a vase. The Knicks lost at the buzzer versus Miami Heat. He pawned the ring and bet on the game. He has a little bit gambling problem. He admits for all the thieveries. He tells her his real name is Vincent. Amelia forgives him. But she has to dump him. He is a liar and a thief. Later, Amelia sits at a club and has a glass of scotch. She doesn't really want to speak to anyone. A couple of guys try to talk to her. She tells them she is not in the mood for talking. She doesn't want to be bothered. While she is contemplating she is going to spend the rest of her life alone, then comes the real Zach and sits at her table. He asks her what's bothering her. It's a little bit like Out of Sight with George Clooney and Jennifer Lopez at the bar. Zach melts Amelia's heart. She has seen him at journalist convention in Rockefeller Center at the beginning of the film. She had even Googled him. She saw his last name on a tag. She didn't have no luck finding him online, because he switched it with his friend Roger. Actually, his friend switched it with Zach. Roger's last name is Usman. Amelia smile big. Emma, that's just classic. Chris, it's written Usman. But it sounds like Assman. I must have heard it in the David Letterman show. Or maybe Humperdinck like Prince Humperdinck in The Princess of Bride. It sound funny. But let's just stick with Usman. Roger begs Zach to give him his name tag in order to talk to a reporter named Maya. Zach just gave him his name tag. He tells Amelia the story. She finds it humorous and tells him jokingly she isn't ready to be called Mrs. Assman. They go to blues bar, dance slow. They then go to a karaoke bar and sings few songs. Amelia sings On and On by Erykah Badu. They take a walk in a bridge conversing. They then kiss and make love at his apartment. In the morning, Zach takes her picture while she is pretending to be sleeping as we hear Photographs by Ed Sheeran on the soundtrack. They talk between soft kisses and make love. They have breakfast in bathtub. He continues to photograph her as we continue to hear Photograph on the soundtrack. They visit a couple of interesting places, take a walk in Central Park, have lunch at a romantic New York City restaurant, shop at Radio City Music Hall. Amelia sings a song just having fun. They stand in observation deck at Empire State Building and look at the spellbinding view of New York City as the sun sets and kiss French. They watch show at the Broadway, make love at her apartment, visit the Museum of the Moving Image, and other things as he continues to take her picture as if she is the only person in the world. Zach then tries to convince her to appear on the cover of the New York Times magazines. He tells her she is a star. Amelia thinks he is joking. She agrees to appear on the cover and conduct a fake interview humorously as they continue to have the time of their lives. She knows he is the chosen one. The Messiah who is walking on the blood on her heart. The light of the world whom she has been waiting for all her life. She buys a gold ring to make it a little bit authentic. She just can't imagine Zach with a 25 diamond carat ring. Maybe she does. Something about him makes her feel he is created out of her breath. She is also attracted to his mannish manner and masculinity. Or perhaps she doesn't want to take a chance. Maybe she does. She is doing something no girl has ever done in her life. She is writing that on her article. Instead, Amelia purchases a new gold and diamond ring made for man. Later, Amelia goes down with one knee and asks him to marry her at One World Trade Center 101's floor. He says yes. She puts the rings on his finger. They kiss French. The waiter pops up champagne. Her friend Nicole is behind everything. Nicole sings Dear Future Husband by Meghan Trainor. Amelia and Zach dance slow. They kiss and make love all night. Later, Zach finds out Amelia is using him to write the article. He sees the story Dear Future Husband in Vanity Fair. He felt played. But it's not 100% true. Amelia is head over heels in love with Zach. She tells him if he wants to call the wedding off it is up to him. Nothing is going to change the feeling she has for him. He is her dear future husband. He just kisses her lips till he's out of breath. They make love. Later, they get married. Meghan Trainor sings Like I Am Gone Lose You. Amelia and Zach dance slow and kiss. It's not over yet. Nicole picks up the New York Times fashion magazine and sees Amelia on the cover of the magazine. Amelia is not aware of it. Nicole looks at the magazine without revealing the pictures to the audiences. However, she is taken by the pictures. Nicole then puts it down and returns to the party. Vincent asks her to dance. She accepts it. They come to the dance floor and dance next to the bride and the groom. There is no hard feeling. Amelia has invited all of them. They all are having good time. Amelia and Zach kiss and make love at their penthouse in Manhattan. In the morning, Amelia goes to the kitchen to get a Diet Coke. She sees the issue on the counter, opens the pages and looks at steamy pictures of herself in the main article, a star journalist. She smiles in beauty. The end. Emma, that's beautiful. Chris, it's all right. Emma, I like the Messiah walking on the heart. Chris, it was supposed to be the one. But Amelia thought Vincent was the one. Since you play Amelia, I felt I had to convince you Zach is the son of God. She smiles in beauty. They exchange soft kisses. Emma, pay me a compliment. Chris, softly down by her lips, let me believe in beautiful love. And redeem myself with a good deed but seduction. And plunge out all that's weed without destruction. However, you might as well allow me to love thee in vain. You may leave me in the dark as if I were a bad seed. But give the saints permission to say I'm insane. And grant the angels in heaven to call it greed. It's thee that I crave, my flesh and spirit need. And it's for thy lips my heart wants to bleed. Love is a shadow of whisper that's infinitesimal taboo. Tantalizing mist of breeze that's innocent and true. Oscillation thaw on sweltering beam of sweet lips. And evaporates upon the dusk of vestigial luminosity. Sin echoes in the valley of delicate murkiness. Dalliance roams in the void of fleeting disdain. And yields into temptation and irresistible pain. Lust casts in the reminiscence of tenderness. An evanescent light in the mystical colligiosity. Existence is glorified in ephemeral beauty that dies. Yet always stays sempiternal in the hearts. And shine brighter than the stars in the skies. Passion rules in the edge of rapture and insanity. Fever remains only in thy custody. Suffering and pleasure are only metaphors of desire. A heart of infinite grace made for blaze. If such indeed my soul destined for eternal fire. What sin could be as though more enchanting, summery and thermogenic than thee? Raspberry lips, sumptuous cheeks, startling eyes. Angelic face, true mind, innocent heart, sensual body. Did the seraphs in the garden of evermore take my heart and create thee out of my soul? To find thee in the abyss of my ribs. Deep in the marrow of my pelvis as thee gust and stroll. I want to cry, scream and dance. As if it were blues and rock and roll. Beauty, style, character, nothing in heaven or earth has ever created as sexquisite as thee, the fairest them all. Emma smiles in beauty. Chris gives her a soft kiss on the lips. Chris, if no man has ever loved a girl prior to angels above. In thy timeless beauty and crepuscular breeze of rays. No light shall spare my soul, cause I am forever in love. Let the essence in my heart grow wings and fly like a dove. Wherewithal till serendipity expects the unexpected. And passion reveals its secret in my soul in peace. Romance to portrait true love and break my hips. Let the covenant continue to be the light that shaft. From thy beautiful eyes and sexy lips. To kiss as if the flame, yearning and enthrallment in our spirits have consumed every beat of our hearts piece by piece. And defy French kiss destined only for lovers in Paris. And faith, religions, and mythology written for heroes, heroines, legends, and the gods and goddesses in Greece. Yet, when all is said and done and forevermore, let me love you with the alluring pain deep in my soul and bliss. And adore you more than my heart bleed and deliciously kiss. Emma, that's erotic. They exchange delicious French kisses. Chris, humorously you bring the best in me. Emma, I like love is a shadow of whisper that's infinitesimal taboo. Tantalizing mist of breeze that's innocent and true. Chris, you keep putting pressure on me. You know, I was trying to beat Shakespeare and immortalized you forever. I don't really care if your eyes look like oceans in Pandora or your lips taste the water in Krypton and fly like Supergirl. Just being with you makes me the happiest. They exchange soft kisses. Emma, it's romantic. But that doesn't surpass deep in the marrow of my pelvis as they gust and stroll. Chris, you have no idea what you mean to me. They exchange soft kisses. Emma, you mentioned Only God Forgive earlier. It was directed by Nicholas Winding Refn? Chris, yeah. The guy who directed Drive. Emma, I heard he is working on a new film called The Neon Demons. Chris, what is it about? Emma, I have no idea. I think it's about a girl who comes to Los Angeles to pursue modeling, and gets sucked into the game. She then becomes mean to keep rivals off her chest and gain the affection of a fashion mogul. But the girls turns the table around her and eat her organs. Chris, that's sick. Emma, I like his style. The background and cinematography take you somewhere deserted in your heart and perplexing in the subconscious mind like David Lynch. Chris, he is okay. Emma, anyway, what does it mean sexquisite? Chris, sexy and exquisite. Emma, I want you to write me a script under that title of sexquisite. They exchange delicious French kiss. Chris, what kind of story do you want? Emma, I like mystery. Chris, what kind of mystery? Split personality like Psycho. Ghosts that reveal to us in flesh and blood like The Sixth Sense. Or ghosts that live with us in hidden dimension like The Others starring Nicole Kidman. Dreams where everything is played out in state of unconscious mind while you're sleeping like Inception, is it really a dream? Supernatural thrillers featuring God, Satan, angels, and demons like Constantine starring Keanu Reeves. Schizophrenia when you see things that is not there like Beautiful Mind or just mental illness like Shutter Island. Delusion when your brain plays tricks on you and to lose a grasp of reality or you're dead like Jacob's Ladder or it's a conspiracy theory like Manchurian Candidate. Aliens who live among us without our knowledge like Invasion of the Body Snatchers and the Astronaut Wife. Hallucination when you take a drug that allows you to access 100% of your brain, have out-of-body experience and access extra dimensions or discover hidden worlds within our universe that are filled with beauty, paranoia, chaos, psychosis, and mystery or just parallel universes where time is illusion and the past, the present and the future exist concurrently. I cannot think any movie like that. Maybe if you put Back to the Future, Vertigo, The Terminator, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, and 2001, A Space Odyssey together, but that would be a science fiction, or perhaps just murder with a love story. Emma, something erotic, sensual, and S&M. They exchange erotic kisses. Chris, I don't have anything that's S&M. I might have to steal an idea from Original Sin starring Angelina Jolie and Antonio Banderas. The movie is so-so. But it has erotic potential. You know, I like the idea of a woman faking her identity and seducing a man into hot passionate S&M sex. Supposed Louis the protagonist marries Julia played by you. She steals his money under the supervise of her villainous boyfriend Vincent, who taught her all kinds of erotic game, including S&M, BDSM, bandage, etc. And she leaves Louis. Julia is wild. Vincent is the only person who knows how to tame her. He has slaved her heart with sadistic sex. However, Julia has fallen head over heels in love with Louis. She runs away from her sadistic boyfriend and returns back to Louis. Julia does not care if he turns her to authorities. She tells him she's in love with him and asks him to forgive her. Note, if it's convenient, we might see Chris in the male starring role and Emma in the female starring role. Chris, Louis loves her more than life itself and welcomes her back with open heart. They pick up where they left off. They continue to have hot passionate sex day and night. However, Vincent comes to the picture. He wants her back. They had been doing scheme together for a while. Vincent thinks Julia belongs to him. She is his property, sort of high-class prostitute. This audio file was created by Panopreter Basic, you can download it at www.panopretter.com. And he is her pimp, figuratively speaking. But Julia refuses to return to him. Vincent then shows Louis S&M sex video of Julia that she made with him, including cutting her buttock with a knife and masturbating with her blood. It's extremely sadistic, even to look at it. Julia tells Louis that is her past. She is done with Vincent. She is in love with him. Louis has always trusted Julia and needs her like a wild orchid needs water. Yet, they said old habits die hard. Julia seduces Louis to tie her up and spank her in BDSM. She slowly got him involved in S&M sex. Louis enjoys it. He thinks they are just spicing up their sex life. However, later, Vincent tells Julia he will kill Louis if she doesn't return to him. Julia begs him to leave Louis alone. It's not his fault. She cries like a little girl. It has nothing to do with Louis. Vincent takes a pity on Julia and asks her to do one last heist. He wants her to seduce a man named Robert, marry him and steal his money from his safe. Vincent then will let her go free. Julia agrees to do one last scam. She gets up in the morning, writes Louis a letter, "Wait for my love if you adore me." She carries out the plan almost flawlessly till she runs into Louis at a party hosted by Robert at the last minute. However, Louis plays along as if he doesn't know her. Louis has words with Julia privately. She tells him the truth. Vincent threatened her that he would kill Louis if she didn't do it. She is doing it for him. He would have killed her as well. Louis asks her why she didn't go to the police. Julia has a criminal records and doesn't want to go down with Vincent. Louis tells her he will kill Vincent and free her once and for all. But Julia begs him not to kill him. Vincent is her brother. Wait a second. That's a bad idea. I am not really fond of relationship between siblings and incense. I brought it because to separate the film from original sin, and maybe cash on Oldboy, a 2003 South Korean film. A man is held for 15 years without knowing who is behind it. He is then released. His capturer tricks him into sleeping with his daughter in order to extract revenge for something he did in the past. But we are not going down the same path. Instead, Julia tells Louis she owes Vincent a favor. He was her brother by marriage. Vincent's father married Julia's mother. Later, Vincent's father tried to rape her. Vincent shot and killed his own father to save her. They were in love. They ran away together. He then started doing drugs and became abusive. Julia might not be in love with Vincent. But it's different. She loves him as a brother. Julia begs Louis to let her do one last job and returns to him back in peace. Wait a second. Let me go back just a little bit. As a writer, you aren't supposed to hold anything. You have to go all out. Julia tells Louis Vincent indeed is her brother. Her father tried to rape her. Vincent shot and killed him. They ran away together. She fell in love with him. They started incestuous relationship, which escalated into S&M sex. He then controlled her life. Louis tells her not to do it. Not only will Vincent get her in trouble, but the job she is trying to pull is extremely dangerous. Robert might kill her. Instead, Louis promises Julia to give Vincent a priceless diamond necklace that his mother gave him passed from generation. It's worth about $200 million. His mother told him to give the necklace to a girl when he falls in love. Louis thought about giving the necklace to Julia, but he doesn't want to put value on love. She means everything to him. More than the necklace, more than heaven and earth, more than anything in creation, more than the oxygen that he breathes in and the carbon dioxide he exhales out. More than life itself. She thinks that is romantic. They make love all night. Louis gives Julia the necklace, so she could give it to Vincent. They agree to meet at his beach house. Later, Louis waits for her sitting on the sand looking at the ocean wave. Julia doesn't show up. The job is to steal the diamond from Louis in the first place. Louis then finds out Julia and Vincent are not brother and sister. She lied to him. They are lovers. Louis is left heartbroken. Yet he opens the safe and look at the necklace. Louis gave Julia a fake necklace. In the meantime, Julia and Vincent discover the necklace is not real. Later, after things settle down, Louis finds Julia and Vincent at his house. Vincent points his gun at Louis and tells him if he doesn't give him the necklace, he will shoot him. Louis tells him go ahead. Take me out of my misery. I can't live without her. Vincent then threatens to kill Julia. Louis opens the safe and gives Vincent the necklace. Just take it. Don't hurt her. Leave her out of it. Vincent was lying. He wasn't going to shoot her. They kiss in front of Louis. Vincent puts the necklace in his pocket and sets to shoot Louis. That wasn't part of the plan. Regardless, Julia tells Vincent she wants to do it. She seduces Vincent and slowly takes the gun from his hand. Julia points the gun at Louis. She is not going to kill him. She then turns the gun, points it at Vincent and tells him to just take the necklace and leave the house. Vincent mocks her to shoot him. Julia pulls the trigger. There is no bullet in the chamber. Vincent takes out another gun and sets to shoot her. But Louis quickly holds Vincent's hand. They fight for control. Wild shots are fired. Louis finally manages to get the gun out of Vincent's hand. They go at it like two alley cats. Vincent takes out a knife and holds it close to Louis's throat. It's an epic fight. Louis holds Vincent's hand. Julia then picks up the gun, shoots Vincent in the head and saves Louis's life. However, Julia was shot in the stomach during the struggle. There is blood on her belly. She falls in his arm and tells him she loves him. Louis tells her he has always loved her more than the beats of his heart and kisses her lips. Julia dies in his arms. The end. Emma, that is sad. I die in the end. You should open my stomach and pull out of the bullet like Neo in The Matrix or Ryan Gosling in Only God Forgive. I am kidding. But I like the idea Julia and Vincent are brother and sister, not pretends to be. Julia involves in the incestuous relationship with her brother. I want you to correct it. You know, not only Julia and Vincent are lovers. But they are actually brother and sister. I want the audiences to react to it. Let's fuck with their minds. That kind of thing tends to stay in the audience's minds. I am an actress. I get high out of the audience's reaction. Chris, I see what I can do. But I might have to change the ending. I think I used that ending for another film. Instead or an alternative ending, Louis actually gave her the real necklace. He trusted her. She doesn't show up. Later, one day, Julia returns to his beach house with the necklace. Louis welcomes her back. He tells her she doesn't have to explain to him anything. He loves her the same if not more. He is addicted to her. They make love all night. Later, they sit in the bathtub. Louis places the necklace around her. Julia tells him she has to tell him the truth. In flashback, Julia poisoned and killed Vincent. Louis seems a little bit shocked. But he tells her an act of crime done out of love is not a sin. They kiss French for long seconds. The end. Emma, that sounds romantic. I was fond of necklaces. I still like them once in a while. But I watched Madonna's Material Girl music video when I was 10th grade from the beginning to end. You know, I saw it when I was younger a couple of times. But I ignored a lot of things. However, I was doing a song for drama class. At the beginning of the music, Madonna told her friend a man just gave her a necklace to impress her. Madonna thinks the necklace is a diamond and asks her friend if she wants it. I had that dialogue tattooed in my memory. Every time I look at a necklace I see Daisy and Madonna and Keith Carradine locked in an intimate kiss in a pickup truck while it's raining. It's timeless. Even though Material Girl's supposed to be a woman who is into expensive gifts, some boys tries and some boys lie, I don't let them play, only boys who saves their pennies make my rainy day. It always gets me. Chris, I will write you something else. Emma, I like it a lot. But I have a question. Vincent showed Louis a sex video of Julia where he sliced Julia's buttock and masturbated with her blood. I am not going to ask you where you get the idea. But would you cut my buttock and masturbate with my blood? Chris, not in a million years. I mean it's out of love. I don't want to cut you and leaves any kind of scar on your skin or any place. Emma, what if I don't mind? Chris, I wouldn't do it. Emma, why not? Chris, it's sick. I was trying to beat Nicholas Winding Refn. They say he has weird fetish. Emma, anyhow how does it work? Does he slice her butt, masturbate with her blood and come on the cut? Chris, I have no idea. I might have said it to impress you. I saw Original Sin long time ago. The bad guy played by Thomas Jane cut Angelina Jolie upper back near her shoulder blade with a knife while entering her behind. Emma, say fucking her behind. You don't have to be self-conscious with me. Just keep it real. Chris, okay. Fucking her behind. It stuck in my head. I might have used it on Wire that I wrote starring Angelina Jolie and Jake Gyllenhaal. In the story, Lou cuts Sophia's butt played by Kate Upton. But he doesn't masturbate with her blood. Instead he pours scotch on her wound while fucking her behind. It's sadistic. Emma, it's not as sadistic as masturbating with blood. Chris, maybe. Emma, have you seen Secretary starring Maggie Gyllenhaal? Chris, I saw the trailer. Emma, you should check it out. I have never seen anything like it. You know, it's one of those genre-defining films. Maggie gave one of the best performances of all time. Chris, I will watch it when I get a chance. Emma, anyway, I thought it's kind of erotic, the idea of cutting the buttocks and masturbating with blood. I would have done it in a heartbeat if it weren't for the scars. Seductively, but still I don't mind a little bit scar on my buttocks. Chris, you are crazy. Emma, Vincent not only cuts her buttocks, he also slices her breasts, back and various part of her body. She has all kinds of scars on her skin. You know what? A thought just came to my mind. Vincent has written all kinds of words on her body like the novel Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn. It's story about a young journalist, who cuts herself in order to curb her enthusiasm. She is sent home to cover a murder story and finds out her mother and her sister have something to do with the killing. It is Gillian's debut novel. Have you read it? Chris, no I haven't. I will read it when I get a chance. Emma, I am not going to spoil it for you. It's pretty good. Anyway, you can apply some of the elements to your story. You know, instead of just cutting, I prefer words. However, Julia is not doing it to herself. Vincent is the one who curves words onto her body. They are hateful words. Later, Julia involves with Louis in erotic sex. She asks him to curve romantic words onto her body with a knife. Chris, that's painful. Emma, just think about it. They kiss French. Emma, anyway, talking about Gillian Flynn. I haven't read Dark Places yet. But I read Gone Girl. It's one of my favorite novels of all time. I watched the movie starring Ben Affleck and Rosamund Pike. I didn't quite like the ending. You know, Nick knows her secret. If she poisons him, the autopsy report will show that she might have killed him. I thought about an alternative ending. She signs $millions book deal. Then Desi Collings's mother hires a hitman and has Amy killed. But that would be similar with To Die For starring Nicole Kidman. The movie is different from the novel. They edited Desi Collings's mother from the movie entirely. Instead, I thought about a different ending. You know, she actually made up everything. It's pretty much a lie from the beginning to the end. She disappears again without a trace, leaving clues here and there that indicate her husband Nick might have killed her this time. But she is in South France. In flashback, we see Amy with her boyfriend. She didn't act alone. They kill Desi together. She wants to return home. Previously, she had saved Nick's sperm in the refrigerator. But somehow she fell to get pregnant. Suppose she wants Nick's baby badly. She is still in love with him. She killed Desi to return to Nick. Amy then seduces Nick. They have sex. This time, she makes sure that she is pregnant 100% and disappears again. Nick goes to prison for killing her. Seductive Pain, Part 19. Chris, that sounds pretty good. They can leave it the way it is and write Part 2 from scratch based on what you just said. They convince the audiences Part 1 is a lie. She made it up. In Part 2, she plans how she is going to blame him again. She leaves a couple of clues, disappears again, and gives birth in South France. Nick goes to prison for her murder. In French Riviera, she tells us that she loves Nick more than life itself. Is she sick? Or if that is the ultimate revenge for a cheating man. She has his baby. He goes to prison the rest of his life. If there is a death sentence, it would be too bad. He dies young. The movie becomes classic. Regardless, I kind of like the novel too. You don't know if she is telling a lie or tell the truth. The movie is actually pretty good. I like Rosamund Pike's performance. I read the novel before I watched the movie. You would not believe me. It must be some kind of sixth sense. I pictured someone exactly like her in my mind when I read the book. Sexy, sassy, and suave who doesn't apologize for anything. I was quite blown away by her performance. Emma, is she a better actress than me? Chris, not even close. Chris and Emma kiss French. Then out of nowhere a young paparazzi, about 25, approaches Emma and Chris while recording. His name is Brandon. The paparazzi are edited out throughout the film as if they didn't exist. But they are one of the biggest parts of Hollywood. We can't ignore them forever. Los Angeles wouldn't be the entertainment capital of the world without them. Brandon is an interesting character. He is recording Emma in close-up. He doesn't care about personal space or anything. Emma would have slapped him if she wouldn't have been head over heels in love with Chris. Besides, she wants to let other actresses know Chris is hers. In the other hand, Chris doesn't know how to deal with paparazzi. Yet, everything is art to him. Brandon, is this true you have sex 3 times a day? Emma, no comment. Brandon, what do you mean no comment? Emma, we can't talk about it. Brandon, to Chris why can't she talk about it? Chris, I don't know. Emma, leave him alone. Brandon, why are you protecting him? Emma, because I love him. Brandon, isn't love grand? Emma, tell me about it. Brandon, they say you are starring in a movie about a serial killer, who kill women, strips their cloth and write lyrics by rolling stones on their skins? Emma, who told you that? Brandon, people talk in Hollywood. Emma, they talk a lot, don't they? Brandon, I am told it's like nothing you have ever seen before. What do you have to say about it? Emma, no comment. Brandon, what does that mean no comment? Emma, I was advised to say no comment whenever paparazzi ask me a question in the park, just give them the best smile and a middle finger. Brandon, who give you that advice? Emma, if I tell you, I have to kill you. Brandon, you are drop dead gorgeous. Emma, you are pretty smart. Why are you wasting your time doing this? Brandon, what do you suggest I should do? Emma, you can always be a cinematographer. Brandon, I will think about it. Emma, what is your name? Brandon, Brandon. Emma, you can write a short and film it yourself. It's not that hard. Brandon, really? Emma, it's a piece of cake. Brandon, what kind of story do you suggest? Emma, it's about a paparazzi, who is obsessed with an actress. She is the object of his affection. One day, he follows her to the canyon, and records her shooting her boyfriend and his mistress, who also happened to be an actress, and leaving the crime scene. Instead of showing the video to the authorities, he keeps it for himself. Brandon, why would he do that for? Emma, I don't know. It's up to you to figure it out. You know, if you turn the video to the cops, they might confiscate your camera and put it in the evidence room till the trial proceeding is over. Or you could sell the video to CNN for $1 million. It's double homicide. Along with your 15 minutes make it a good week. However, you do not go for it. You have heard Gordon Gekko, Michael Douglas, saying greed, for lack of word, is good. You want more out of it. You're not a fool, are you, Brandon? Brandon, no, I am not. He is recording her in extreme close-up. Emma, that's what I thought too. You send the video to her and blackmail her for $10 million. She doesn't want to spend the rest of her life behind bars. She makes that in one film. We are talking about Jennifer Lawrence. It's a couple of change. She will make it back in X-Men, The Future is Wild. She pays you and tells you to destroy every copy you made. But you won't go for that. You have her in the palm of your hand. What the fuck are you going to do with $10 million? You can't even make a decent film with that. It's hard to hire a decent actor under $5 million. Production itself cost $50 million. Still, that's not your main concern. You have been stacking her for a while. You are just pretending to be paparazzi. It's an excuse. You are a villain yourself. You are a computer programmer, have already hacked into her cell phone. You have her photos throughout your house, which you photographed secretly, and masturbated and come on them. She is your fetish. Actually, it was you who sent her the video of her boyfriend cheating. She was upset and killed both of them in a state of delusion. Though it isn't your fault. You didn't know she was going to kill them. Nevertheless, what is done is done. You don't give a fuck. Money don't mean anything to you either. You want to be with her. You got her where you want to her as long as you have the video. Later, you promise her to destroy every copy you made if she goes out with you. She doesn't have a choice. Jennifer thinks you're romantic. She seduces you. Actually, it's mutual. Jennifer and you dance slow and make love at her house. From then on, you begin to see her in a regular base, plus you have the video to your advantage. It's some sort of extortion. But nobody is perfect. You're in the driver's seat of fame and fortune. You're fucking the girl whom you thought she's all that. Her pussy is made of gold. You are fucking her day and night. Jennifer is beginning to fall in love with you even though she finds out you had been stalking her through a private detective whom she hired behind your back. The private detective photographed your house and showed her the photos. That doesn't change anything. She is a cold-blooded killer. Someone stalking her would be like a thief breaking into a drug lord house to steal jewelries without the knowledge the mansion belongs to a bloodthirsty killer. He is the wrath of God. Yet he has mercy on him. He gives him a couple of jewelries and caches, and warns him to watch his back wherever he goes. Jennifer is like the drug lord. She will have you for breakfast if you make the wrong move or not. Yet she just plays it cool. Jennifer finally tells you she's pregnant with your baby. You don't want the mother of your child to spend the rest of her life in prison, do you? Brandon, no I don't. Emma, you burn the last copy that could send her to prison for the rest of her life. You tell her to leave her trouble behind. She shouldn't worry about anything. You have S&M sex. She cuffs your hand against the bed and continues to fuck you. And when she reaches orgasm, out of nowhere, Jennifer produces a knife and jabs it in your neck like Sharon Stone in Basic Instinct and kills you. She then gets rid of the body. She lied about the baby. It was no baby. Or she has an abortion. It doesn't matter. She's been planning on killing you the minute you asked her out day one. She just wanted to make sure you destroyed every copy that you had. She goes back to filming an action movie. That is the end of the story. Brandon, that's a great story. Can I use it? Emma, it's yours. Brandon, thanks. What do you suggest for the title? Emma, Flashing lights like Kanye West's song. Brandon, that's perfect. One last question. I'll leave you alone. Is it really true? They said, you play a detective, who hunts for a serial killer, who rapes women, kills them sadistically, strips their clothes nude and writes lyrics by the Rolling Stones on their bodies. Emma, it's a lie. Hollywood just loves scandal. Brandon, it would have been creepy if it were lyrics by Bob Dylan. That's all. Have fun, sweetheart. Emma, bye. Brandon, bye. He walks away. Chris, that was a good story. Flashing lights. Emma, I just created it as I went. I become like you. She puts her arms around him. They kiss intimately. Emma, I want you to make it a feature film instead of short. I like the idea he is stalking Jennifer. It occurred to me in the middle of the story. You know, like conspiracy theory starring Julia Roberts and Mel Gibson. He has been following her for a while. He even puts video of Jennifer in YouTube. We can exaggerate few things here and there if it's necessary. He has a necked picture of Jennifer throughout his bedroom. Sometimes, he masturbates and come on her photos. Yet the table turn around when she killed her boyfriend and his mistress. She has to play by his rule. He doesn't control her, but he lets her know he has multiple copies of the video. She offers him millions for the video. He doesn't care about money. He is a rich kid. Every time they make love he burn one video. I will let you build story around it. Chris, suppose Jennifer falls in love with him. He is a talented cinematographer. They make love. He is not really a bad guy. Let's call him Jack. He adores her. You know, Jack records her in close-up. We see her natural beauty throughout the movie, just focus on her face. It's intimate. We also takes advantage of cinematography. He make love to her while recording her in extreme close-up. We hear her heartbeat and breathing as she reaches orgasm. Her smiles, her tears, sleeping in beauty, are shot in close-up raw. She actually falls in love with him despite the fact he is taking advantage of her. I had the picture in my head. But still I'll go with your story about murder, and come up with something spellbinding for you. The best cinematography ever done in film. I will create a story that capture your supernatural beauty in close-up from beginning to end. Emma, I can't wait. They exchange soft kisses. Chris, your sparkling eyes, mouth-watering lips, and mesmeric face will dominate the screen. You know, Martin Scorsese said, in A Personal Journey with Martin Scorsese, John Cassavetes' films were epics of human soul. He then went on to say, they once asked John Ford, Cassavetes' collaborator, what can we shoot? Ford replies. The most interesting and exciting thing in the whole world, a human face. It's more to it. But we pay homage to Cassavetes and Ford. We might also want to toy with the idea, like a cigarette smoke exiting out of your lips in slow motion. Maybe in reverse. You know, you don't want Judge Dredd outside your doorstep saying I am the law. Instead we do it in rewind, and cut to, we let it exit in your nostril. But still Dredd or no Dredd. We will take full advantage of slow motion throughout the film. It's a love story. It's going to be a lot of sex. We will borrow every trick in cinematography. At time, it might feel like a professional pornography. But it's done enchantingly with tenderness and pure love. It gives you out-of-body experience. We're going to take cinematography to the next level. Emma, you just gave me orgasm. I love cinematography. They kiss French. Emma, I am turned on. Joking, I want porn. They exchange soft kisses. Chris, humorously what kind of porn? Emma, I don't care, anything. They exchange soft kisses. Chris, humorously let me see. It's a story about a scientist, who loses his wife after she has a sudden heart attack at young age. He then brings her back to life with electricity. Or some kind of scientific experiment like Victor Frankenstein. But she is not the same person. She becomes nymphomaniac. Her sexual craving skyrockets like the sin in hell. She wants to have sex day and night. He invents a sex drug to match her sexual mania. They make love till their hearts stop beating. They exchange soft kiss. Emma, you have to have a twist. Forget science. Suppose she has a sudden heart attack. Victor takes her to a witch. The witch kills a cat, sprinkles the cat's blood on her naked body, rubs it on her skin and restores her life magically in some kind of devil ritual. Yet, she is not the same person like you said. She becomes hypersexual and begins to fuck every person she meets. She sucks their dicks. They comes on her tits. She swallows their cum. Sometimes, she fucks 3-4 guys at the same time. She prefers models. They fuck her in the ass. Basically, it's pornography. But it's a well-scripted story. Victor follows her around and records her in act. It's titled Catwoman. Chris, I can't believe what you are telling me. Emma, humorously, I am fucking with you. I just want to get even with thee for saying you are going to have sex with Maxim Hot 100 world's most beautiful women in the world earlier. But I will take back what I just said. You know, I thought it'd make a nice dialogue in a movie. It's for a future reference. You tell the audience something they've never seen coming. But you would not do it, unless your life depends on it. You let them use their imaginations what it would be like 'em, and make them wonder. Let them create the movie in their heads, and it has to be in their own free time. However, you always have to remain in character. That's why I added unless your life depends on it. They exchange soft kiss. Chris, you got me for seconds. I won't lie to you. I was envisioning all of that. You know, has she lost her mind? Maybe, she was just fucking with me, especially the orgy part. But somehow, I found myself in all of them as if they were quantum copies of me. You know, I just blocked the image from my head, created 4 or 5 copies of myself and envisioned making beautiful love to you. Chris plants a soft kiss on Emma's lips. Chris, 1 braiding your hair. The 2nd caressing your neck. The 3rd giving you oral pleasure. The 4th painting your toenails various colors, blue, red, white, green, orange, yellow and others. And me kissing you lips till I am out of breath. They exchange soft kisses. Emma, you can't be that romantic. It's not fair. Chris, humorously, I can't help it. They kiss more intimately. Emma, I have a story to tell you. Chris, what's it? They exchange soft kisses. Emma, it's a little bit based on wild things. A story about a girl named Megan, who seduces a young man named Noah to kill her stepmother Amanda and steal her money. Instead, Amanda seduced Noah to fake her death and blame her stepdaughter in order to extract revenge for her daughter, Loretta, whom Megan killed after she caught her having sex with her father Travis. Amanda then killed Travis for sleeping with her daughter Loretta. There is a bad blood between them. Noah doesn't know what to do. He can't make up his mind. He is sleeping with both of them. Then comes Noah's ex-girlfriend, Nicole, to the picture. It's Megan, who contacted her. They seduces Noah. They have steamy threesome. He agrees to kill Amanda. However, Amanda takes him to a trip and introduces him to her sister Naomi and her beautiful daughter Veronica. Noah falls in love with Veronica at sight. Amanda can easily be mistaken with a teenager. She looks gorgeous. Amanda and Veronica seduce Noah. They have threesome as well. Noah agrees to fake Amanda's death. Later, Naomi tells Noah Veronica is Amanda's daughter. He's fucking mother and daughter. Noah asks Amanda if it is true. She tells him it's true. Amanda was 16 when she gave birth to Veronica, and had to give her away in order to finish school. She then married Brad, and gave birth to Loretta. Later, Amanda and Brad divorce. She married Travis. He fucked her daughter. Megan, Travis's daughter, killed Loretta. She killed Travis to even up the score. However, Veronica doesn't know Amanda is her mother. Amanda is sleeping with her daughter to make up for giving her away. It is sick. In the meantime, Amanda tells Noah her sister, Naomi, is dying with cancer. She wants him to kill Naomi. Not only fake her death, but also blame Megan as well. Noah kills Naomi and fake Amanda's death. Megan is arrested for the killing. The judge sentences her to death. She is executed. Later, Noah married Veronica. In the meantime, he finds out the truth. Amanda was having sex with Megan. Loretta saw them and told her stepfather. Travis said he knew about it. He began to have an affair with Loretta. She then got pregnant. Travis told her to have abortion. But Loretta refused to have abortion. Travis then seduces his own daughter. They had sex. He told her to kill Loretta. She poisoned and killed her and made it look like suicide. Later, Amanda caught Megan and Travis having sex. She was in love with Megan. She felt betrayed. She was going to kill Megan. But, she killed Travis by accident. Megan had always kept alcohols in her drawer. Amanda knew about it. She placed poison in it. One night, Travis had sex with Megan. She then went to the bathroom to take a leak. Travis opened his daughter drawer, saw the whiskey and took a sip. When Megan returned to the bedroom, she found him lying on the floor dead. There is the whiskey bottle next to his dead naked body. Amanda confesses everything to Noah at the wedding as she dances with her son-in-law. The end. Chris, it's not bad. Emma, just never mind. It sounds like a Lifetime film. I brought it for the sake of conversation. I didn't want you to think I was Diane Keaton Laurita in Woody Allen's Annie Hall, especially after the pornography. I thought you wouldn't look at me the same. Chris, it's a pretty good story. You just need to edit few things here and there and make it a real film. Just cut sibling relationship between the characters. They are not related by blood. Replace it with adaptation and few other tricks. Supposed Megan is played by Shailene Woodley. Amanda is played by Rachel McAdams. Naomi is played by Jessica Chastain. Veronica is played by Odia Rush. She is not Amanda's daughter. Naomi adapted her. Amanda is her aunt. But there is no blood relationship. In the meantime, Megan is not really Travis' daughter. She is his ex-wife daughter from first marriage like Lolita by Vladimir Nabokov. Just like that, you get an Academy Award film. Emma, that's brilliant. But are you going to help me write it? Chris, sure. Emma, I might want to play Megan. Chris, I swear I was going to say you should play Megan. But she get executed in the end. Emma, it's movie. I don't care if I die or live. Chris, she should just go to prison. Emma, it doesn't matter. I still feel bad about the pornography. I can't believe that kind of things came out of my mouth. Chris, it's not a big deal. Suppose there are two movie theaters. One is a regular theater. The other is a porn theater. There are side by side. A lot of people might stand on a line to see a film Annie Hall starring Woody Allen and Diana Keaton. When it's over and the light turns on, there would be no soul in the theater. They have sneaked into the porn. As a filmmaker, if you make a motion picture better than a porn, it's a big accomplishment. It's not because it's hard to make a porn. People love to watch something taboo. Suppose Jennifer Lawrence has a sex tape. It would be more popular than Hunger Games, despite the fact Hunger Games cost millions to make. Plus advertisement, marketing strategy, talk shows appearances and other things. The sex tape just a couple of calories. I am not saying we should make porn. If you have that understanding, you should take advantage of it. I mean if you really feel bad about it. We can create something forbidden. You don't really show them anything unless absolutely necessary. The plot is simple. The audience is like story. Just simple porn won't do it anymore. The protagonist is Mia. She has a boyfriend named Jack. They just arrived to Los Angeles. They're trying to get into porn industry. They hire Mia at the spot. She is phenomenon. They hire Jack too. But he tells them he wants to be behind the camera as well. Jack convinces James, who produces porn films, to give him more money. He has an interesting idea. Just take popular movies like Fight Club, Forrest Gump, Memento, American Beauty, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind and others, get people, who looks like the actors, and duplicate the set, makeups, clothes and the background. They then have sex. That is it. James thinks it's a brilliant idea. They make a killing. Mia stars in most of the porn films. She wins all kinds of porn awards. However, Mia wants to be taken seriously. She is a talented actress. She thought the porn was going to get her into a show business. But she finds out it's not true. Mia auditions for a couple of movies. But they look at her background and turns her down despite the fact she gives amazing auditions. The casting directors come up with all kinds of excuses. In the meantime, Mia become more and more popular in the porn industry due to her acting skill. Even though it's a porn, they have to memorize dialogue. They have to match the performance of the stars in the film they are copying, and act out some original works written by Jack. The porn production is run by James. He pours millions to make adult films. He changes how porn is made forever. Yet, they all wants to watch Mia. She is the star. They don't care about the dialogue. She is the most beautiful girl in the world. In the meantime, Mia gets sucked into porn world. She begins to abuse drugs, drink alcohols, get drunk, drive recklessly and get in accidents. Sometimes, she spends nights at jail. Mia becomes a tabloid sensation. As far as paparazzi are concerned, she is one of the biggest celebrities in the entertainment worldwide. She has appeared on the covers of Esquire and Playboy. She is regular in Star, OK, Us Weekly and others. Her demons take a hold of her soul. She loses a sight of her dream. Yet she quickly collects herself, doesn't want to let herself down, even though some of the porn Mia and Jack has made are as good as movies if not better, she wants to be taken earnestly as an actress and win Oscar. That is her dream. Mia writes a script titled Mia and shows it to Jack. He thinks it is one of the best scripts he has ever read. It's basically her bio. Yet she puts spin on it. Mia adds shooting scenes, drugs, and gangsters. There are real sex scenes here and there. That's not a secret. Mia stars and produces the film. Jack directs it. James serves as executive producer. Mia is nominated for Oscar in the Best Actress category. Everybody talks about her performance. The critics say it's one of the best performances ever. Mia sweeps all the awards, and eventually wins Academy Award. She's the first porn star to do so. Then all of a sudden, Mia becomes one of most sought actresses in Hollywood. Mia and Jack change how love scene is shot. They show real penetrations. Rapidly, everybody copies their style. Audiences don't watch movies if there is no penetration scene. It's like in the silent film era. Suddenly, they came up with sound pictures. People stop watching silent films. It's an example. Nevertheless, theaters begin to show X-rated movies. Mia is one of the biggest star. The movie ends with Mia singing American national anthem at the Dodgers Stadium. I am kidding. It ends with Mia and Jack having real sex in the shore while the wave crashing on their bodies. That's a joke as well. It ends with Mia and Jack sailing on the Pacific Ocean in the sunset. Emma, that's a good story. Chris, no, it's not. It's based on Boogie Nights and Nymphomaniac. Emma, I wanted to play Mia. Chris, you cannot be serious. Emma, serious as a cardiovascular disease. They exchange soft kisses. Chris, you don't want to do it. Emma, what do you mean I don't want to do it? They exchange soft kisses. Chris, I don't want to see someone turning Back to the Future into porn. I mean there is nothing wrong with pornography. Like you said, I thought it made an interesting dialogue. Where we going to? We don't need roads. We are going to change cinema forever. They exchange soft kisses. Emma, French kiss make the best dialogue. Chris, tell me about it. They kiss French. Emma, Jennifer texted me earlier. She is having a fundraiser with Amy at Beverly Hills Hotel. I don't know what it's about. I think something it girls. Let's check it out. Chris, sure. They kiss more intimately. Int. Beverly Hills Hotel lobby/main room day. Jennifer is at the lobby greeting guests. Amy is the main room doing stand-up. Film stars, models, producers, and others sit at tables like a restaurant. There are all kinds of drinks on their tables. At the lobby, we see it girls signs and all kinds of sponsor logs like a movie premiere. Chris and Emma walk in. Jennifer looks at them and beams in a beautiful smile. She walks up to them. Jennifer, hi. Emma, hi. They kiss on the cheeks. Jennifer, to Chris, what's up? Chris, nothing much. She gives him a kiss on the lips and sneaks a little bit tongue in seduction. Jennifer, I am sorry. I did mean to do that. Emma says nothing. Jennifer, I got you the best seats in the room. Amy is killing it. Emma, is that her? Jennifer, yeah. Emma, I don't want to miss it. Where is our table? Jennifer, at the front, with Woody Harrelson. I will show it to you. Jennifer holds Chris' arm. Emma holds his hand. They all walk into the main room. Int. Beverly Hills Hotel, main room, day. Amy continues to tell jokes. The guests are laughing hard. Jennifer escorts Chris and Emma to their seat. Chris and Emma greet Woody without interrupting Amy and take seats. Jennifer sits with them as well. Amy. I hate when people tell me to be humble. Fuck you. I am not here in this world to be humble. I am here to make people laugh, not Hugh laughing. I am going to make you laugh till your heart stop and die. They were paramedics standing by. We sent them home. Instead. We brought funeral cars, with brand new coffins. If you have a suicide wish, you are at the right place. They laugh a little. Amy, anyway. I was at MTV event. Justin Bieber came to the party with a beautiful model. He left her at the bar. I asked her what her name was. She said Cleopatra Toothpick. Did you just said toothpick? No. It's Toothpick. R is silent. I thought it sounds sexy. Cleopatra Toothpick. It goes with her personality. We hit it off. She said she likes my jokes. She meant she wanted to fool around. I am not a lesbian or anything. But I thought she was cute. Should I take her to my house, do it at the master bedroom while secretly recording it and later post it online in deep web? Or should I go to her mansion and do it there for a change? We came to her villa. We kissed French. Her tongue was deep in my throat. I was telling myself. Please, don't throw up. You haven't even drank a glass. She then removed my underwear and began to give me oral pleasure. I have never seen anyone eat pussy like that slat. Her tongue was rolling inside my vagina 360 degree. I thought that bitch was from K-Pax. Kevin Spacey's cousin, when he walks straight at the end of The Usual Suspects and began to do acrobat. Her tongue, basically, can do backflip, front flip, whip back, triple twist, changes direction, double somersault and break dancing like an amateur gymnast from Azerbaijan, who is addicted to cocaine. I couldn't help it. I peed on her face. People laugh hard. Amy is not done. Amy, I told her sorry. She said, it's okay, no hard feeling. It happened before. I told myself she's the girl after my heart. I don't want to go to the details. She gave me amazing orgasm. It was my turns. I slowly removed her underwear. What the fuck is that? Is that a dick? Or is it excited to see me? I've never seen a clitoris that's so big. It's Johnny Depp in Pirates of the Caribbean. At World's End. People laugh hard. Amy, or rather Jack Sparrow in Dead Man's Chest, except it's not chest. It's a dead man's penis. More laughter. Amy, Willem Dafoe in Platoon. Imitating his act, it ain't dead either. It's alive and kicking like Keira Knightley in Pride and Prejudice. Ashton Kutcher in Dude, is that my penis? More laughter. Amy, Jack Nicholson in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Tom Hanks in Forrest Gump. My mama always said, life is like a box of dicks. You never know what you're gonna get. Marlon Brando in Streetcar Named Desire. Hey Stella. Hey Stella. Hey Stella. But I am not lying to you. It is the biggest clitoris I have ever seen in my life. It looks like a little penis hiding on the roof of Louvre Museum in Paris during World War II while pretending to be Eiffel Tower. But that motherfucker is brave. It wanted to fight the Nazi without a hat that solders wear. Django Unchained, the D is not silent. People laugh hard. Amy, at the same time Christoph Waltz saluting me. Heli Hitler. Jew Hunter, why aren't you fucking hiding? Maybe it is a Nazi. That Third Reich is so big. You have to eat it with empty stomach after fasting all day like some kind of Ramadan. You know, ketchup, tomatoes, mayonnaise, mustard, a star and moon. You might want to share it with Hannibal Lecter. But me, I am not that crazy to invent Anthony Hopkins in this holy feast. After he is done with her, he will eat my ovaries with some fava beans and a nice Chianti. Laughter. Amy, anyway, I began to suck it instead of just licking the extraterrestrial. She was fucking sensitive like a female serial killer in electric chair. She was making all kinds of sexual sounds. I would have make the same sounds if I had Adam Sandler in Punch Drunk Love for clitoris. All of the sudden, she pulls my hair with pleasure. Bitch, let go my hair. I'll punch you on the face. She almost pulled my hair out of my skull. She said sorry. You'd better be, cunt. I'm doing you a favor. You should get Frankenstein here an agent. It would make a nice horror movie star by itself. More laughter. Amy, you know, maybe get Samuel M. Jackson a sport agent. M is for motherfucker. You throw the motherfucker a ball in the air. It will go for alley-oop and 360 dunk. More laughter. Amy, I thought I hurt her feeling. But she was not really offended. I continued to eat her clitoris. Suddenly, she buried my face deep in her vagina with intense orgasm. I couldn't breathe. I freed myself from her vagina, grabbed a big black dildo that I borrowed from Miley Cyrus, smacked her head as hard as I could, and clutched her throat. What the fuck is wrong with you, bitch? She says she liked it rough. I said whatever, stuck the dildo in her mouth and told her just take it easy. It is not the end of the fucking world. She finally relaxed and spread her legs like a porn star. I resumed eating. I then started hearing her thoughts. A sixth sense turned on inside my brain. She said I eat pussy like a woman who just suffered from a nervous breakdown. I didn't know whether that was a compliment or an insult. But I took it as an insult. Nevertheless, first I want to make sure I wasn't crazy. I asked her, did you say anything about breakdown? She said, no, I didn't say a word. Maybe it was a compliment. I continue to eat her out. The truth is I couldn't get enough of it for some reason. It's the sweetest thing, like Svetlana Kyrkina. That tall sexy Russian gymnast with a mean altitude. It was like Jennifer Lawrence in Poker House. Imitating Jennifer, he kissed me. I kissed him back. It was his lips that rocked me. Sweet cluster like Jell-O pudding left on the table all night. Sweet like that. Sweet like whiskey and Coke, except there is salt in it as well as barbecue sauce, lime, cherry, and martini. Tom Cruise in Cocktail. Laughter. Amy, then I swear I heard that bitch saying I can't believe this fucking pig hit me on the head with a black dildo. She thinks she's all that. I should just choke her with my clitoris and squeeze the life out of her. I was down with the choking and squeeze the life out of me part. But she didn't just call me a pig, did she? Seductive Pain Part 20. Amy, her thought said, yes, I called you pig. What the fuck are you going to do about it, Piggy Sue? I said you want to play ball, Dick Nowitzki? Some Allen Iverson crossover PlayStation. Her thought said, bring it on, Derek Fisher. I wasn't going to call Stephen Curry on this bitch to assist me or LeBron James to hit her on the head with his dick. I bite off her clitoris like a razor blade clean. William Wallace in Braveheart, Freedom. Big laughter. Amy, Mel Gibson with a broken whiskey bottle in Mad Max, The Passion of Maximus Decimus Meridius. It got all mixed up. Jaws, I am going to make her an offer she can't refuse. Russell Crowe in Gladiator. My name is Obi-Wan Kenobi, commander of the armies of the North, general of Galactic Empire, loyal servant to the true Emperor, Darth Vader. You killed my father, prepare to die. May the fucking Force be with you. She screams louder than Jennifer Love Hewitt in Godmother, Part 10.5. She was bleeding like Mr. Orange in Reservoir Dogs. It looked like Quentin Tarantino fucked her while shooting Kill Bill Volume 1. She cried like a demon on PMS. I then realized what I did. Everything was in my mind. I apologized to her. I applied medical alcohol on her cut. It stung her. She screamed like a prostitute, who just got stiffed by a midget. More laughter. Amy, I was going to say Kevin Hart. But I don't want to go war with a fallow comedian. That's the unwritten rule you don't want to break. You know, Kevin will just destroy me. Besides, I just can't imagine Kevin Hart cheating a prostitute. Where did that midget go? Imitating Kevin, I'm right here inside your pussy, bitch. Get me the fuck out of here. More laughter. Amy, she would just take a deep breath, push as hard as she can like a woman in labor and watch Kevin crawling out of her vagina like Katherine Heigl in Judd Apatow's new film She's Gonna Get You Sucka. Kevin would then roll on the floor, get up, run around her naked singing Papa's Got a Brand New Bag while doing split like James Brown. Motherfucker, you'd better pay me extra. I wasn't planning on getting pregnant and giving birth to Robert Downey Jr. It's an untitled Ben Stiller's project rumored to be either Honey I Shrunk Sergeant Lincoln Osiris aka Little Black Man, or Zoolander 3. More laughter. Amy, I know that is racist. But once you said you are a comedian. There is no rule. You just have to cross the line, take the hit, apologize and move on. You know, I love black people. They never get old. I'll take back what I just said and replace it with Spike Lee's The Sweet Blood of Jesus or Kool-Aid. Laughter. Amy, Catherine would then breastfeeds him. Kevin would suck every milk in her breasts like John Shaft, singing Shaft theme song, who's the black private dick, that's a sex machine to all the chicks? Shaft. Right on. She tells him you're paying me fucking child support, motherfucker. Kevin would say you just gave birth to me, bitch. You're supposed to take care of me. In fact, from now on I'm your pimp. Show me the fucking money. Laughter. Amy, I love Kevin Hart. He's doing wonderful. I once dated him. I brought him to my crib to have sex. A neighbor saw us and called a child service on me. Cops came to my house and arrested him. Laughter. Amy, anyway, I grab a needle and thread to put clitoris together. But we couldn't find it. I just covered it with bandage. I told her I thought I heard her saying something terrible. But I didn't know it was the voice in my head. It's my bad. She said she is not mad at me, but it hurt a lot. I said I am so sorry. We kissed for 5 minutes. I made sure she went to sleep, left her with the dildo and came to my house. I then felt something in my mouth. What the fuck is that? I looked at it in the mirror. It was her clitoris. It got trapped between my teeth. I suspected it was her clit earlier. But I thought it were her tongue. I removed it with a toothpick and fed it to my cat. Laughter. Amy, I am fucking with you. I don't have a cat. I ate it myself with soy sauce after I rolled the clitoris with rice like sushi. That's my time. Thanks. They give her a standing ovation. Amy, anyway, ladies and gentlemen. I am not supposed to leave the stage yet. Jennifer and I started Girls with help of Vanity Fair and HBO to benefit young girls that their dream come true. You know, they go auditions. And don't have to suck dicks. Nothing wrong with sucking dicks. I don't want to sound hypocritical. I did it in Trainwreck where Woody Allen and Diane Keaton sat it next to the Brooklyn Bridge in Manhattan, which's the main inspiration behind it. Girls. I play a girl who writes columns for a fashion magazine. To Jennifer, it's a fashion magazine? Jennifer, I think it's a men's magazine. Amy, I didn't know that. I thought it was for Vogue. I wrote the script while I was kind of drunk. Anyway, Jennifer brought the idea of starting a fashion magazine called It Girls. But for some reason, it doesn't sound right. There is a projector. We see Jennifer on the cover of Fake It Girls magazine. She looks breathtaking. Amy, Jennifer looks erotic, doesn't she? But there is something wrong with the title. Jennifer is It Girl. She is not It Girls. Maybe we can fix that. On the projector, we see two Jennifer Lawrence. One with a white wedding dress and blonde hair and the other with black hair and black S&M leather. They are kissing. It's a nice computer animation. People look at it and wonder. Amy, that's sexy. But still it doesn't feel right. It might get boring after a while. On the projector, we see the naked picture of Amy on the cover of It Girls. Amy, I look erotic. Isn't that a woman supposed to look like? Olsen twins put together, including their younger sister Elizabeth. Natural fucking woman. Guys like meat during sex. When they tired of fucking us, at least they eat us for years. The guests laugh softly. Amy, I am not talking about cannibalism. I am talking about cunnilingus, muff diving, having a box lunch, flesh eating, what have you. Anyhow, I would have been Queen of England if I were born in the Victorian era. But there is repercussion. They would eventually cut my head after they caught me fucking the King of France, Abraham Lincoln, Sheikh Zulu, Lord Byron, Rasputin, Kunta Kinte, Marie Antoinette, Gandhi, and Genghis Khan at the same time. They laugh big. Amy, I might have got the history wrong. But who gives a fuck? I am pornographic. I can't apologize for involving an orgy with Daniel Day-Lewis, Ben Kingsley, Will Smith, Kirsten Dunst, Jimin Hoon-soo, and Jackie Chan. You know, if I was born in the Middle East, they would have stoned me to death long time ago. They will probably stone me to death if I set foot on the sand here in California. I saw this woman covered with red Muslim veil at Venice Beach. I was nude. I forgot my bikini in my car. That's another story. Anyhow, I sat next to her and asked her, why are you covered? She said, it's a sun protection. They laugh mildly. Amy, I said sarcastically, my so fucking cold life. She said, tell me about it. I told her my heart is on ice. But my vagina is always on fire. I can't live without sex. You want to eat my pussy? She then removed the veil and said, I'm Claire Danes. Pleased to meet you. I told her the pleasure is mine. I had to lie to her. I don't usually walk nude on the beach. I had an off day. I then told her she looks beautiful with veil. She said she got the veil from Homeland Security wardrobe, and gave me the cloak to cover up. You know, to put it around my waist. I got a little bit offended. Instead I just sat on it. The sand was scratching my ass as if I were a supermodel in 70s, posing on the beach while the sand sprinkled on my butt. I had to dust them off my buttocks and sit on the veil. I then pulled out a couple of pubic hair from my pussy. I told her I got them from Martin Scorsese's eyebrows. He must have dyed them blonde to celebrate Sharon Stone's birthday in Casino. You can play Romeo with them if you want to. You know, buy a little bald Leonardo DiCaprio toy from Walmart, glue the pubic hair on his head mohawk style like Robert De Niro in Taxi Driver and say, oh Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Imitating Romeo, I am right here, bitch. Imitating Juliet, parting is such sweet sorrow, that I shall say good night till it be morrow. Imitating Romeo, how you leans your cheek upon your hand. Oh that I were a glove upon that hand, that I might touch that cheek. Acting as if she is shot and singing Bang Bang by Nancy Sinatra. Bang bang, he shot me down, bang bang, I hit the ground, bang bang, that awful sound, bang bang, my baby shot me down. They laugh mildly. But they applaud for her singing. Amy looks at few nude pictures of herself on the cover of It Girls. Amy, I look fucking good. I am not that fat even by Hollywood standard. You know, I met Melissa McCarthy. I thought she was going to be Brickhouse. The Queen of United fucking Kingdom in the 1st century. But she is not that fat. She kicked Jason Statham's ass in Spy. You know, it's so unfair. The camera adds 50 pounds when you are plus size, instead of 10. I sent my mother a video message to say hi for Mother Day. She called me and says, are you sick? She was crying. What's wrong? You are not eating, are you, Amy? I am eating like T-Rex in Jurassic period. She said, you lost a lot of weight. I told her I was preparing for Try and Wreck. The camera adds 10 pounds. She said, you weigh 10 pounds less than the video that you sent me. I said no. That's not it. I finally had to tell her the truth. That was not me. It's Jennifer. She said she looked like a princess. Then come the pictures of Jennifer and Amy on the cover of It Girls. Amy, we look twins, don't we? Then comes a spellbinding nude picture of Jennifer on the cover under the title of It Girl without S. Amy, did you notice any change? Woody Harrelson raises his hand. Woody, S is missing. Amy, no. It's not missing. Jennifer and I are launching It Girl fashion magazine. It's like Playboy. It's not Playboy's. That's why I went to all the trouble to introduce you, It Girl. But that can wait. Let's give it up to Jennifer Lawrence, the It Girl herself. Jennifer comes to the center stage. Jennifer, that's one of the best introductions ever. Nobody has called me princess since I was 5. I have been kicking a lot of bad guys' asses in Hunger Games and X-Men. I forget the word princess means. But I liked how Amy said it. Watch out, Disney. I am coming for you. Maybe be Princess Cottiness XXX. The audience laughs softly. Jennifer, I am not good at speaking in front of people. But luckily, I know most of you. I feel like I am doing a film. Anyway, It Girls serves us helping young female filmmakers get start in the industry. It is whole idea of this fundraising. Thanks to Vanity Fair and HBO. They gave us millions including a headquarter in Pasadena. We have already hired 50 people. It's almost a production company, except it's a non-profit organization. It finances female filmmakers free of charge. All they have to do is submit short films to our It Girls headquarter. They will be reviewed by our employees. They select 10 to 20 best short films and give them money to make feature-length film. HBO then will air them. There are a lot of things behind the scene I was supposed to mention, like distribution deal and all. It Girls will take care of it. We are talking to Sony. It's pro bono. They say they'd like to get dirty and all. I don't know what they mean by dirty. Maybe they were trying to sound cool like Christina Aguilera. So ladies and gentlemen, let's give back to the community. Write the check as if zero were zeros. Orgasm, obsession, osculation, onion sex. When you collect a women dress and tie it over her head in the shape of onion and fuck her doggy style. The audience laugh confusingly as if they are saying this is not the Jennifer we know. She has few drinks. That's her excuse. Jennifer, that's a joke. But God forbidden, what if we drop and die? We are not going to bury with our money. Let's all get fucking dirty on this motherfucker fundraising. Jennifer laughs with her joke, so does the audience. She looks at Amy. Jennifer, it's your fault. I have been hanging out with her a lot. I became vulgar. She freed me in a lot of way. Jennifer continues to talk. EXT Beverly Hill Hotel, fundraising, main bar, terrace, later. The guests mingle enjoying drinks and refreshment. On the stage, Justin Timberlake sings What Goes Around, Comes Around. There are people dancing on the dance floor. John Mayer was supposed to perform. But he is sick. He has flu. Katy Perry is treating him with hot tea and cold vitamins. Justin is a guest as well. He's just bailing John out. He came with Jessica Biel, who is sitting at a table while sipping red wine. Emma converses with Amy and Woody. Chris stands alone at the bar. Jennifer approaches him. Jennifer, are you having fun? Chris, I am having the time of my life. Jennifer, I told Amy about the piercing you did. She improvised the joke about the biting just now? Chris smiles softly. Chris, she is funny. Jennifer, humorously she is racist. Chris smiles softly. Jennifer, what are you up to? Chris, nothing much. Jennifer, is that true? Chris, just hanging out with Emma. Jennifer, I don't mean to put pressure on you. But I talked to my agent about Divinity. I told him that is the first thing I wanted to do. I won't sign for any other project. Chris, I'll email it to you as soon as I finished the final draft. My brain kind of got jammed. Jennifer, what do you mean jammed? Chris, it broke down finally. Jennifer, what's the diagnose? Chris, I just need to take a break. I pushed it over the limit. Jennifer, you want to have sex? Chris smiles in wonder. Jennifer, let's do it in the bathroom. Chris, it's not a good idea. Jennifer, are you rejecting me? Chris looks at Emma, who continues to converse with Amy and Woody. Chris, we might get caught. Jennifer, I know you can come up with a better excuse than that. Chris, I will write you a beautiful screenplay, come up with the best excuse to make love to you from beginning to end. We will have sex during and in between takes free of guilty. Jennifer, promise. Chris, I swear on my heart. Jennifer, I will let you off the hook. Maybe Amy is right. She said, once we said we are artists. There is no line. We are the property of each other. We don't belong to anyone particular. Ironically, it's a license to do whatever we please. Chris, I hear you. On the stage, Justin begins to sing She Is Loved by the Parachute. Jennifer's heart leaves her body. Chris, dance. Chris gives her his hand to dance. She takes his hand. They come to the dance floor and begin to dance slow. Jennifer, my eyes are burning with tears. It's my favorite song. If I close my eyelids, tears will fall down by my cheeks like lost rivers. Chris says nothing. Jennifer, I think I am beginning to fall in love with you. Chris remains silent. Jennifer, does she mind if I kiss you? Before he even takes a breath, Jennifer plants a sweet delicious kiss on his lips. Emma looks at them. Chris doesn't want to look at Emma's direction. He felt it. Emma turns her eyes and continue to mingle with Amy and Woody as Chris and Jennifer continue to dance slow. Then Justin begins to sing Part-Time Lovers by Stevie Wonder. Jennifer lets out a small scream with excitement, and begins to sing Part-Time Lovers while dancing with Chris. She has few drinks. She does not care what they think about her. They all can hear her singing. Pan to Emma, Amy, Woody. They are conversing. Woody is telling them a joke. Woody, while I was cruising in the Pacific alone, I got lost in the middle of the ocean and stumbled into this beautiful small island. I got off my boat and tried to get coffee. They said they don't sell coffee. It's illegal to drink coffee. If you get caught drinking coffee, they would put you behind bars for a while. I said what the fuck? They can't be serious. They warned me serious as cancer. I said, fuck it. I'm leaving Georgia on a fast train. I didn't even ask them the name of the island. Then they said, wait, it's legal to smoke weed. I said really? You can buy cocaine at McDonald's. You're kidding me? No. You go to a candy store and purchase oxycodone, diazepam, seconal, amphetamine, ecstasy and methadone. What the fuck? I must be dreaming. You could go to supermarket and bargain for heroin, PCP, tobaccos, LCD, various types of cannabis, crystal meth, alcohols, Viagra and all kinds of barbiturates. I said, I am going to spend the rest of my life in this motherfucker island. I smoked high-quality weeds as if they were wildfire. I shot heroin. I did cocaine. I took oxycodone, amphetamine, and ecstasy as if they were peanuts at an old Irish bar, and partied every day. I had sex with the most gorgeous island girls as if I were making porn films. I had to sell my boat to feed my soul. You don't have habit in that island. Either you're alive and high or dead as yesterday. They burn your body and scatter your ashes on the ocean when you die with OD. I was as high as God Almighty. God and I were pals. He was my best friend. We went out and shot basketball sometimes when I have nothing to do. Once in a while, I found myself talking to the white ghost I was snoring. But for some reason I just couldn't live without coffee. I said I got the fuck out of here. Yet I need money. I sang Garth Brooks's Friends in a Low Place and a couple of karaoke songs including Don't Stop Believin' by Journey, Sweet Caroline by Neil Diamond, Livin' on a Prayer by Bon Jovi, I Can't Get No Satisfaction by the Rolling Stones and others. I filled a couple of stadiums. They went crazy whenever they listened to You Shook Me All Night Long by AC/DC. They always sang Friends in a Low Place with me. I didn't even have to memorize the lyrics, after a couple of Johnny Walker. I'd just say, I got a friend in a lower place and drink on the stage. The crowd would fill the blank. But I killed satisfaction every time I was on the stage. It must be the mixture of oxycodone, LCD, and cocaine. I had out-of-body experience. I swear to God I saw myself singing, I can't get no satisfaction, I can't get no satisfaction, cause I try and I try and I try and I try, I can't get no fucking satisfaction. Sometimes, I would mix cocaine with marijuana, methamphetamine, PCP, heroin, ecstasy, and LSD. Make speedball, woo-woo, and Cocoa Puffs and sing Metallica's Nothing Else Matters. You know, they were 4 of me on the stage. One was playing guitar. The other played bass. Third got behind the drum. And I am the lead singer. I don't know how it happened. It's like Outkast's Hey Ya music video. It must be quantum physics. I was screaming my lungs out Nothing Else Matter while playing electric guitar. Down on the stage, people were fighting throwing kilos of cocaine at each other. I smashed my guitar on the stage and jumped on the crowd. They carried me around the studio while I was eating cocaine like sugar. I looked at the sky. God said to me, you did it, motherfucker. I finally bought back my boat, packed my stuff, you know, a guitar, sunglass, hat and few books. I burnt the rest of them. Grabbed a couple of weeds, cocaine, and all kinds of drugs and told them I was leaving. Hasta la vista, babies. They were crying like the death of North Korean President Kim Jong-il. I promised them I would return like Jesus Christ. Maybe as a false messiah. Later, I looked at the island in the map. It doesn't exist. I also forget to ask them the name of the country. I cruised around a couple of times. I couldn't find it. Emma, that's an amazing story. Amy, I wouldn't have stayed one day without coffee. Woody, anyway, you were telling us about that sensitive dude. What really happened? Amy, first date Friday, he kissed me the whole day. I thought it was romantic even though my vagina barking like Mrs. Blonde cut his ear off and tell him to put something in my vagina or tell him to finger me, rub my clitoris or something. I told my pussy I could do that by myself. Just don't ruin it. My vagina said tell him to eat you out. Can you do that by yourself? I tried when I was in college. I had to cheat. I draw a tongue on my middle finger and rubbed my clitoris in the middle of a lecture. I was tongue-tied. I could not speak properly. The ink faded away from my finger. I just took a deep breath, and let out a small scream like a naked rodent, who got in mouth trap, as I reached orgasm. The professor said, Amy, are you fingering yourself again? I put the tip of my index finger in my mouth and said, I had a nightmare. He said, sweet Amy, that's why we love you. Nevertheless, my vagina told me that doesn't count. I said, just leave us alone. I had something going for me the first time in my life. It said, I am just looking after you. Thanks, I can take care of myself. I just went with the flow. We broke a record for kissing without parting out lips. Saturday, he said he was addicted to my lips. He continued to kiss me as if my lips were strawberries. I still thought it was romantic but weird. I wonder whether this guy was going to fuck me or what. I said let me give him a chance. I was into it as well. Maybe I was in love. I didn't know how love felt. I thought it always felt like sex. But this guy began to change my mind. We kissed and kissed and kissed till our lips bleed. Actually, I bit his lips. Old habits die hard. He bit my lips too. I punched him on the nose. He headbutted me back. No, the fighting didn't really happen. My vagina, Mrs. Blonde, kept telling me you should cut his dick off for real and put it in your vagina. This motherfucker is never going to fuck you. I told my vagina, imitating Yolanda in Pulp Fiction, shut up, Kristen Bell. Just shut the fuck up. I want to pee. I took a leak and returned to his lips. We continued to kiss like New Year. By third day, we start kissing in the morning. I can't take it anymore. Fuck you motherfucker, do you have a dick in your pocket or nearby? They laugh softly. Amy, he said it was his dick I had been sucking all this time. What the fuck? He was right. His dick was so big. It goes under his shirt like snake, came out of his sleeves next to his mouth and has been looking at me like E.T. phone home. Emma and Woody laugh hard. Amy, he nicknamed his dick Quantum of Solace. I should have suspected. But I thought I was seeing things like a paranoid schizophrenia. I was asking myself why this motherfucker kept opening the buttons of his shirt like Scarface in the Blue Lagoon. You know, his dick was hitting me on the back of my head when I wasn't looking and said, my name is Bond. James Bond. I said motherfucker, my name is Amy. Say hello to my knee and knead him on the nut. They laugh more. EXT Beverly Hills Hotel main bar, terrace, minutes later. Chris and Jennifer converse at the bar. On the stage, John is back. He sings Free Fallin'. Emma, Woody and Amy continue to talk. We don't hear what they are saying due to the music. Jennifer gives Chris soft delicious kiss on the lips and walks away. In the meantime, Emma excuses Woody and Amy and approaches Chris. The music falls in the background and plays softly. Emma, hi. They exchange soft kisses. Emma, I saw you dancing with Jennifer. Chris, humorously I couldn't help it. Emma, she kissed you, didn't she? Chris, she is crazy. Emma, what does she want? Chris, I promised her I was going to deliver this script I wrote for her, Divinity. But I haven't looked at it. I couldn't focus. They exchange soft kisses. On the stage, John begins to sing slow dancing in a burning room. Chris gives Emma his hand to dance. She takes his hand. They come to a dance floor and begin to dance slow. Emma, I told Woody about I shot the sheriff. He said he'd love to do it. You haven't written it yet, have you? Chris, it's only going to take 3 weeks the max. I got the story in my head. You know? Just dialogue here and there. Emma, anyway, it's weird. He was telling us a joke. He mentioned the same thing about being multiple places at the same time. I was going to tell him about the pornography. About the girl who dies of heart attack, returns from dead and becomes nymphomaniac. Catwoman. Maybe Jennifer might want to play in the lead role Katniss. I can see her in Catwoman costume and getting fucked by 10 guys. Chris, she is a nice person. Emma, she is going to steal you from me. They exchange soft kisses. Chris, nobody is going to steal me away from you. I cannot get enough of your lips. You are my oxygen. They kiss intimately, part their lips and continue to dance slow. There is a silent moment. She then. Emma, under her breath, do you love me? Chris, with all my heart and soul. They exchange soft kisses. Emma, pay me a compliment. Chris, they say God created earth and heaven. And everything that moves and breathes. In 6 days and rested day 7. May passion have mercy on a saint who kisses a magnolia. Sings with birds of paradise and dances with the stars. Me, I just want to paint my emotions on the moon. While thinking of thee. And watch my soul praise to Gazania and flies with blue jays. Yet why art thy face created in the image of my heart? The Lord graced thy skin with roses, tulip, eternal sunshine. And morning stardust glistering with beautiful rays. Thou shine the soul in my inner self brighter than summer days. They exchange soft kisses. Chris, not only thy beauty is delicious, but also tenderly erotic vision composed of beautiful love. Mixtures of heavenly flowers, French kiss, and light. An unfathomable conversion to true love takes place. In my soul and keeps me up day and night. They exchange soft kisses. Chris, thy eyes are phenomena. Two fairy tale oceans that are magically formed in the skies. Composed of millions of sparkling stars and sempiternal stardust. Which exist in a hidden universe, where angels swim. Kiss and make love, supposedly concealed from our sight. But thy eyes have never learned how to hide from delight. They have never stopped shining brighter than the angels. In heaven and the stars in the middle of the night. They exchange soft kisses. Chris, thy irises love to show off like wild flowers. And water lilies in the garden of divine enthrallment. Till thy pupils dilate to lure my soul and seize the passion in my inside and leave me without a guide. Beautiful pain straps my heart with barbed wire. Till I fall madly in love with thee and lose my mind. They exchange soft kisses. Chris, thy luscious lips are intoxicating. They taste more scrumptious than wine in heaven's thread of roses lavished with sweet nectar and woven with the best of tulips, carnations, and dahlia. True love is to kiss thee till my soul bleeds. Thy lips might have inspired the Garden of Eden, the Cathedral of Milan and the color of red. They were chosen to fulfill the prophecy. Might have resurrected Christ from the dead. The sight of them give me out-of-body experience. A kiss is an enchanting pain like a drop of blood falling in my belly with the image of thee. And it turns into Tinker Bell and sting my heart, which has already dropped in my tummy without pride. She's neither butterfly nor a bee but something wild. Yet her wings are composed of rose petals. She flaps them till my fever and pain hide. They exchange soft kisses. Chris, as soon as I think love is kind, you come out of nowhere and breeze in my soul like a bride. With the sweetest emotion, feast on my veins and takes a hold of my spirit with hurricanes, waves, and a ferocious tide. They exchange soft kisses. Chris, love can't be understood in the brain. Is it to find you deep in my heart? Or is it the taste of your lips sweeter than honey? And C6H1206 that is extracted from jasmine and sugarcane? Or it could be to kiss your lips till my heart and soul sweat and drain? Or is it to make love to you till my flesh and spirit steam and rain? Regardless, I want thee to know and feel certain. I will always love you with passion. No soul can ever explain. They exchange soft kisses. Emma, humorously, did you finish? He nods yes. They exchange soft kisses. Emma, humorously, I don't want any part of it. They exchange soft kisses. Chris, you're the only girl in the world I could tell this to whether I mean it or not. And still falls in love deeply, madly, and unconditionally. They exchange soft kisses. Emma, I don't believe you. Chris, I don't care. They exchange soft kisses. Emma, I am fucking with you. I am going to kiss you French so bad. You won't feel your tongue for a while. She kiss him French as if his tongue belongs to her. She takes his breath away literally. He is into it as well. Everybody is looking at them like what is this? Get a room or something. They then part their lips and take a deep breath. Emma, I didn't mean to diss Jennifer earlier. She is my best friend. I love her. But tell me what you like about her. I want you to make me jealous. Emma, she is cool. She doesn't really believe things happen for a reason. She makes it her cause. And gets what she wants at all costs. Emma, fuck. Chris, what is it? Emma, you are in love with her. Chris, I just said it to make you jealous. They exchange soft kisses. Chris, softly by her lips she has nothing on you. Emma, I don't believe you. They exchange soft kisses. Chris, you are my sunshine. Emma, what the fuck is that? They exchange soft kisses. Chris, it's nothing. They exchange soft kisses. Chris, I don't know who said it, once the love bug bits, there is no known antidote, I know that I shall be happily infected for the rest of my eternal life. And love shouldn't be a journey to the heart with the intention of conquering the mind, but rather to slip into the soul accidentally on purpose, and with the intent of getting lost in deep feeling, aphrodisiac yearning, strong sexual desire, onslaught craving, gorgeous enchantment, curtain of fire defenselessly in a cloud of smoke and mist. Hazardously consumed by lust and passion. Burn and incinerate without asking mercy. To fall into illness and psychosis. Under the influence of uncontrolled emotions, receptivity, and adrenaline rush. The garden of indulgence and beautiful flowers. The scent of tenderness. Empathy of the spirit, come hell or high water. Temptation and seduction sure as can be. Your heart is stolen. Your rights are deprived of dignity earnestly. To harvest the truth lavished with innocent deception and nitrate noir. Life in fast lane and to spread yourself too thin. And perhaps somewhat to drift in pleasant vehemence feverishly in a haze of endearment and addictive kisses. Completely worn out as if your heart were oxidized blue, red, erotic, and colors you don't even know they exist. Reduced to ashes till a magnolia grows in your belly mysteriously of the powder remains after volcanic romance, abstract sensuality, and lewdness, and French kiss. All of the sudden, the magnolia turns into a rose. It becomes your heart covered with fever and dewdrops. And to breathe in contradiction of existence. And stabbed, broken, mended, and twisted in spasm and paroxysm of pleasure and climax. And to say at top of your lungs, wow. That's fucking love. They exchange soft kisses. Emma, where did you hear that? Chris, I read it somewhere. The contents are taken from Hunter S. Thompson, Saga of a Desperate Southern Gentleman. He said, life should not be a journey to the grave with the intention of arriving safely in pretty well-preserved body, but rather to skid in broadside in a cloud of smoke, thoroughly used up, totally worn out and loudly proclaiming, wow. What a ride. And Michael Palin, who said once the travel bug bites, there is no known antidote, and I know that I shall be happily infected for the rest of my life. I just combine them and add a little bit spirals and helixes here and there. You are my utmost inspiration. Emma, I will forgive you. They exchange soft kisses. Emma, anyway I gained 5 pounds for the last movie I did, The Talented Ms. Ripley. I had to lose it in the morning for a photo shot. I do not feel like going to gym and run for hours. Vanity Fair, who produced the film, are dedicating the entire pages for the film. They schedule 7 days photo shoot at various location. We are not going to sleep, even blink our eyes unless absolutely necessary. We are going to make love dusk to dawn till the sun stops in the middle of the sky at noon. They kiss French. On the soundtrack, About Her by Malcolm McLaren. Int. Bedroom, night. Chris and Emma make love with About Her. There are a lot of kissing and caressing. Chris caresses her neck. He kisses her belly and gives her oral pleasure. Emma's face goes through all kinds of sexual phases. She pulls his hair as she reaches orgasm. It's sensual. They kiss more intimately. Chris enters her as they continue to make love. Emma gets on top and rides him. He gets her on the bottom and continues to make love to her sweetly. Note, we stay with them for a while as they continue to make love with various sexual positions. Montage Vanity Fair, The Talented Ms. Ripley photo shoot. Vanity Fair dedicates the entire page for The Talented Ms. Ripley starring Emma Stone. They are telling story through the magazine. It's shot at various location exterior and interior. On the soundtrack, La Foule by Edith Piaf plays. Insert, Emma plays Marta Ripley. She is hired by a billionaire named Richard to talk to his daughter Sarah played by Carrie and bring her back to America from Paris, France. Emma stands with George Clooney who played Richard pretending to be conversing. A professional photographer named Tyler photographed them. Cut to. Insert, later, Marta introduces herself to Sarah and her fiancé, James. Emma introduces herself to Carey Mulligan who plays Sarah and Robert Pattinson who plays James. Tyler continues to photograph them. Note, the actors can be replaced depend on their availability and wanting to play the role. This is just for the photograph. Insert, Marta convincing Sarah that the two met at NYU. Emma and Carey converse. Tyler photographed them. Marta seduces James. Emma and Robert pretend to be talking. Insert, James photographs Marta. Robert photographs Emma. Tyler photographs them. Photographs within photographs. On the soundtrack, Tous les garçons et les filles by Françoise Hardy plays. Insert, Marta has to convince Sarah to return to USA, she copies her style and mannerism. She wears her clothes, puts the same makeup and colors her hair like hers. Garden, Emma and Carey put the same dresses and pretends to be conversing at a garden. Restaurant, Emma and Carey sit at a fancy restaurant and converse. Tyler photographs them. Insert, Marta is getting dangerously closer to Sarah. They dance in the club, kiss. Nightclub, Emma and Carey dance in the club in the middle of extras. Tyler photograph them. Emma and Carey kiss intimately. Tyler continues to photograph them. Insert, they have steamy lesbian sex. Bedroom, Emma and Carey pretend to be make-loving. Tyler photograph them. Insert, Sarah asks Marta why she is in Paris copying her style. She tells her Sarah's father paid her to talk to Sarah and convince her to return home. Sarah is not happy about it, refuses to return and tells Marta go back to America and tell her father that she has no intention of returning. Emma and Carey act it out beautifully as Tyler continues to photographs them. Insert, Marta and Sarah come up with a plan to scheme Sarah's father. They send him email that Marta needs more money to convince his daughter to return to the USA. He wires her $100 thousands. They cash it and go to shopping extravaganza. Emma and Carey puts all kinds of beautiful dresses. Tyler photographs them in series cuts. Emma and Carey pretends to buy all kinds of fashion clothes, shoes, sunglasses, and bags. Tyler continues to photograph them. Insert, later, Marta and Sarah come to French Riviera to see Sarah's friend Jessica played by Amanda Seyfried. Carey pretends to be introducing Amanda to Emma. Tyler photographs them together. Insert, Jessica looks down on Marta. She doesn't like it, feel a little bit insulted, gets up and takes a walk in the streets of Cannes alone. Emma takes a walk at the Universal Studio alone. Tyler continues to photograph her. Insert, Sarah follows Marta and tells her Jessica tends to be cruel toward her friends. Jessica is jealous of her. Emma and Carrie talk a walk in the street. Tyler photographs them. They then stop and kiss. Tyler continues to photograph them. Insert, Marta and Sarah drive and come to a luxurious villa. Sarah shows her around. Emma and Carrie sit in a Vantage convertible. Tyler continues to photograph them. Villa, Emma and Carrie stand outside a beautiful villa conversing. They are wearing a beautiful dress. Tyler continues to photograph them. Villa, interior Emma sits on a sofa without wearing underwear slightly, revealing her vagina in seduction. Bedroom, Emma lies on the bed wearing Victoria's Secret linger. Carrie leans next to her. Tyler photograph them. Insert, a young man named Paolo, whom Sarah was having an affair with, killed a man and goes to jail. Sarah and Marta come to visit Paolo at the jail. Prison, Carrie talks to a young man who is standing behind bars. Emma stands nearby holding a bar. She is carrying a chain for the sole purpose of the photo. Tyler continues to photograph them. Insert, Marta and Sarah sit in the bathtub. Carrie and Emma sit in the bathtub nude. Carrie is behind. Emma rests on Carrie's chest with close eyes. On the soundtrack, La Vie en Rose by Edith Piaf played. Tyler continues to photograph them. Int. Convertible, moving, sunset. Chris is behind the wheel. Emma is in the passenger seat. On the soundtrack, La Vie en Rose plays. Emma is singing with Edith Piaf. She's not wearing a seat belt. Emma then gets up, sits on his lap and continues to sing La Vie Rose while exchanging soft French kisses with Chris. It's one of the most romantic takes we have ever seen in the history of cinema. Just we think it's not going to get better than that. It begins to rain. Emma kisses him intimately minding the rain. EXT convertible, moving, sunset. The car is wobbling all over the street. Int. Convertible, sunset. Chris tries to get control of the car while try to put the cover on. It doesn't work. It's broken. He can't help it. EXT convertible sunset. Chris stops the car in the middle of the street, and puts emergency light on. Int. Convertible, sunset. Chris and Emma kiss intimately, while it's raining, as if their lips made of roses. It tops the above scene. Cars passes by them, right and left. On the soundtrack, we continue to hear La Vie en Rose by Edith Piaf. Close up Chris and Emma. They continue to kiss more passionately.